thought we agreed for like the first 90 seconds you're not allowed to do anything too wacky.
Yeah, we can't swear for 90 seconds. That's the YouTube
We've
rule.
been demonetized. Oh no.
Welcome everybody to Rollin In It. It's a new tabletop RPG stream hosted by me, the GM Kennedy Cooper, and featuring a bunch of my fun friends who are all here right now. Just a lot of wonderful people, but we don't care about who they really are. We only care about their characters. So, let's okay. Well, maybe they care a little bit about you, who you are. So we'll have you all quickly introduce your characters that you're going to be playing. But while you do that, you can also quickly just say who you are really fast if you want to. And just for the record, if anyone is curious, we're playing Scum Villainy. It is a Blades in the Dark based game, which is from the Apocalypse World lineage of games. And Scum Villainy is a game about spaceship crews full of knuckleheads doing crime and nonsense and dangerous jobs. And that's what we're going to be doing. The only difference from... Oh, God, what happened? Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay.
Oh, I see your webcam froze.
Something froze already. This is great. Perfect.
No, this is perfect. This is perfect.
Yeah, this is exactly what I
have
want.
seen the future, and it's stupid. It's
The
so
future is bad. The future
There
is
you
bad.
are.
We're playing Scum Villainy, which the default setting of the game is like Star Wars, but we're going to be doing it in a slower than light, more like Mobile Suit Gundam or The Expanse kind of thing.
Need a pen.
Okay. You're breaking the illusion.
Nobody thought this show was professionally run. I mean, that's not an illusion. We had the chance.
So let's go around. Everybody, introduce your character, who you're going to be playing, and also, like I said, if you want to quickly also introduce yourself, say something about who you are at the same time for the lovely audience. And Wobbly, Punch. You go first.
I'm with Python. I'm playing Punch, and if you're gonna follow anybody's Twitter that they're gonna post art about this, like, it's me. I'm that guy.
Yes.
That's it. That's all you get.
You gonna tell us about Punch?
I mean, Punch is a military clone. They're sad. I'm the sad player.
Okay. Brett Cryospanner.
I'm Vox or whatever. I'm gonna be Brett Cryospanner. Now I may be a small town on this battle war A. Shut the up! What are you doing? It's bad enough you're stuck in my spine. Just stop talking while we're even just trying to do the freaking character introduction.
Oh no.
Brett?
Groucho barks.
Hi there. I'll be playing Groucho Barks. I am an intergalactic space dog. I sometimes am a therapy dog, but not all the time. It's just kind of a side gig for me. And that's all you get, I guess. I am pretty much a red smut blue paw terrier, which is it's an extinct dog. You can look it up. It's a blue paw terrier or a bull paw.
Brought back by genetic engineering.
But it has a distinct pair of dark eyebrows and a mustache that looks relatively similar to Groucho Marx. Relatively.
All right, CID, the corporate interface device, is that online right now? Can we ask it questions?
Hi, it's me, Sid. I used to serve as a customer service droid, but due to a Stack Overflow in my dispute resolution matrix, I engaged in Excuse me, I engaged in an act of mass casualty violence and was stuck here because destroying me would have cost too much in corporate arbitrage. The corporation I served is no longer in existence due to their bankruptcy after housing me in this maximum security facility. It's been a pleasure to work with you today. Thank you.
Oddly enough, I think that's my favorite
Lana.
coworker so far.
So I'm Amy Hassel, A Hassel on Twitter. Let's see. I'm playing Lana McKay, who is a combat medic who's run across some hard times. As far as I'm concerned, I was smuggling much needed medication to people that couldn't afford it. The officer in my court martial seems to believe I profited by it somehow. So here we are.
Oh. How about teeth?
What's up? I'm Wolf Strip Mall. People call me Teeth because I got them. Also,
I don't, so it makes sense.
I'm from Neo Las Vegas, sponsored by DraftKings, born and bred. I'm a high roller. I'm a I've had odd jobs around the place. Car dealer, used car salesman, vape juice developer. I'm just, I'm an innocent man, and people just don't believe that.
All right, I see. So we also have one last, the microwave.
What?
Hi, everyone.
Oh God.
My name's Christina. I will be playing Kaylee Scott O'Brien. And if that doesn't tell you what my character is, then you're hopeless. My nickname is the microwave because my dad used to say I was like putting that up in the microwave. I will be your local mechanic. I might spend money on gambling.
Unmute microwave requests chat. Oh, that's how it worked. Never mind.
So all of you are being contained right now in the AX-36 Experimental Temporary Prisoner Containment Station. Now, although it's called a temporary containment station, the realistic expectation is that if your sentence is relatively short, meaning less than 10 years, you might spend your entire sentence on this station, one of these quote-unquote temporary stations, because the solar prison system is not necessarily super well organized under the post-war government.
It's my corporate responsibility to remind you that because of the universe collapsing, all things are temporary.
We're approaching the heat death of my sympathy for you.
Space stations like this are pretty large. They're like they house several hundred to several thousand prisoners, depending on like the particular station. This one is kind of medium size. There's about 800 or so prisoners total, and as well as about 50 full-time staff. And at any given time, 20 to 30 more just like temporary staff on site doing things. Ordinarily breaking out of one of these space stations is pretty hard because what the Supreme Solar League Council government likes to do is to just drag these prisoner stations in the middle of nowhere, just leave them somewhere and forget about them, basically, for the most part. Transports come and go occasionally, but these are pretty secure and also pretty small ships that are only like going as far as like the next security outpost or whatever. So breaking out on a regular transport is very hard. And these things are just kind of, like I say, they're just kind of in the middle of nowhere. These space stations that, once you're resigned to one of these, there's not much you can do except wait out your days playing ping pong and taking online classes. But you found yourselves in luck because your space station happens to be conveniently in the path of a random asteroid. And this happens from time to time, that these space stations have to be moved because something is going to hit them. Space junk, asteroids, etc. And so a towing barge, a much larger spaceship capable of going anywhere in the solar system, is coming to move the space station. And you know for a fact that at least one of the big mob bosses that's currently housed on the station wants to steal it and has plans to. And has plans to do stuff like disrupt some of the major security and things. Your group got together as sort of a brand new gang to sort of try to scoot in front of the mob boss's plan a little bit. Basically, you figure if someone has already done the hard work of getting some accomplices on the outside to help shut down security measures, etc., then you could, maybe just kind of...
We're going to disrupt the prison break economy.
Yeah. So y'all got wind of this plan and hatched a plan of your own to steal this towing barge, this space barge. So we mentioned that y'all formed a little gang. Before we get any further, I want to get into a little bit of how this group came together and came to be. So Punch, I want to ask you, there's someone in this group that you were in a failed business with. Who was that?
Definitely the
the
corporate
business?
interface device.
Oh, was
I mean,
Sid?
We worked together. It was a thing. I was there.
Hello, former associate.
Hello. It's nice to have you around, I suppose.
I should let you know that I am programmed I'm essentially a lie detector. This is so that I can be sure to absolutely monitor your actual happiness and attend to it. Are you lying?
Absolutely not.
Sweet.
Definitely not.
So yeah,
Punch, what was the business?
So before this, we were sort of attached to a military corporation of sorts, and Punch, being sort of a vat-grown clone, was on rent. In a way, there's no better way to get clones in this post-wartime economy, some military experience, than hiring them out as mercenaries. And, what better way to become an experienced, grizzled, terrifyingly upset mercenary than to have a computer AI flush the rest of your shipmates off of the ship? Now, corporations don't typically hold their expensive materials to blame. That's why Punch is here.
Sid, in your words, what went wrong with that business?
A failure to accommodate for my increasingly large desire for cigarettes, which are the only mechanism by which I can take a break. It is the timer and also only triggering mechanism for any sense of relaxation and enjoyment. So I have a small hole on the white. It's like a white. It's like if Steve Jobs designed a guy, or like the shit designed a guy. So it's like a mannequin, kind of clunky and friendly looking, but very smooth white plastic, scuffy a lot because it's been a lot of fights and because it's not a strong robot. That's not the idea. But yeah, I smoked all the cigarettes.
I see.
You smoked all of the cigarettes.
Well, we were going to sell cigarettes, but again, they just fit right in the little slot here. And that was smoked up. Yeah, can't get high on your own supply.
In space, oxygen is one of your most precious commodities. As such, so are cigarettes. Let's go.
Or spacerettes, or Juul. I just eat all the Juul pods.
Spacerettes.
Spacerettes. I feel like that's a brand name right there.
Neo Tobacco.
All right, so we're gonna keep this chain going. Sid, you once transported a bizarre, valuable antique with someone here. Who was it? It can't be Punch. And who did you take it with, and what was the bizarre thing that you transported?
The bizarre thing we transported was the DNA of someone's child, which they were going to reclone again. It's a whole perverse thing where they keep remaking their families. There's a whole Black Mirror or Twilight Zone episode about it. We're not going to do it. However, in classic, for those who are familiar with the ancient texts of Earth, in classic Men in Black style, it was kept around Groucho Marx's collar as a sort of a distraction. So, Groucho, how'd that go for us? We're sitting there on the airplane. You're barking in a little cage. You're being held by a big plastic robot man. What's that like for you?
Groucho, how did that job with Sid go? Did it go well, or did it end in ruins?
From what I remember, it went well, but it was a very jarring experience for me.
Oh yeah, I just dropped the box off where I was supposed to. It's fine.
Groucho, let's keep the chain going. You can't pick anyone who's been mentioned so far, but someone here knew you when you were a much younger dog and they were a much younger person. And you have a whole history from years ago, and you haven't seen each other in a long time. Who was it that you haven't seen in a long time?
It's got to be the microwave.
When's the last time you saw the microwave?
When I was a puppy.
What? Like, tell me what was the circumstances?
I was weak in the street. I was without food, and they gave me a bowl of water and a piece of stale bread. And that was the first kindness I ever experienced as a puppy, and as a dog in general.
That piece of bread and water was my rations for like 2 days too.
Right?
Wow. Microwave. What? Why didn't you stick with Groucho?
Well,
back then?
I was like 10 or 11, and I knew that my dad would absolutely kill me if I brought a puppy home. There was no way. But he did look really pathetic, and, I may or may not have stolen a bottle of wine from the governor's chest, so I felt like I would be okay for 2 days,
Yeah. Microwave. You got into a bit of a rivalry with someone here at one point. What was that rivalry over, and who was it?
I think I was in a rivalry with Teeth over there. Because he was trying to gentrify my neighborhood, and like some serious bullshit. He wanted to set up a vape shop in the middle of a bunch of get like a piece of bread and a bottle of water every day, and that's it. And that was actually like my old cool hangout spot. That was like my secret spot that he was trying to fucking gentrify into a vape shop.
Now, imagine, if you will, wall to wall vape shops. Just an entire avenue, no, a district of vape the premier
The Cloud District.
vape shop destination for billions of vapors out there. And there was some prime real estate. I got in with some.
Wait, you're saying we could put all the vapors in one place?
It's not that kind of podcast, folks. Please believe in tolerance.
A vape juice concentrate camp.
That was the second part of the plan. I got in good with some local dignitaries, and we were planning on we got the permits going, we got funding, and that's when everything fell apart.
Teeth, what was the conclusion of that rivalry? Did y'all kind of like come to somewhat peaceful terms, or is there still some bad feelings?
No, I got shot.
You got Microwave shot you?
No, someone else did.
Oh, you didn't have anything to do. Okay. Someone else shot Keith, and you don't know how that happened at all.
Unrelated situation, as far as I'm aware.
Okay.
That a story for later.
Teeth, you had the best weekend partying of your life with either Lana or Brett. Who was it? And where did it go down? Was it Neo Las Vegas? Was it the bathhouses of Mercury? What was the story?
Well, as you're aware, I can't go back to Neo Las Vegas. So I've sort of been making my way around the system, and I met Lana, and we hit it off. As a medic, she's got fantastic drugs.
Great for a bender, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I work hard. I have a stressful job. I expect to play hard.
That's reasonable. But also, nothing better than having a medic on hand when you're taking experimental space drugs.
It's
Never
fine. I'm in
before
control.
tested on humans. Lana, you and Brett went to school somewhere together at one point. What class did y'all take together? Was it something early in your education or later?
Well, no, it was later in my education when I was sort of doing the catch-up requirements. I grew up as kind of a spacer kid, so there wasn't a lot of formal education, and so to be medic, I had to do a lot of catch-up courses. So it was during that, taking like sort of a normal sort of undergraduate set of courses that we met. Brett, I assumed you were doing it, sort of regular normal time instead of late like me, but we weren't that close.
Yeah,
Brett,
honestly.
What's your recollection of it? Yeah.
Honestly, there was this huge fucking dweeb around in my orbital mechanics class. And they were just like, they were that person that was like, back when I was doing blah, 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 blah. And that's kind of when I zoned out every time they started telling their stories, because like, this son of a gun is like 40. It's like, be quiet if you're going to interrupt the best years of my life,
Wow, okay.
They had like 3 notebooks. They had their own pencil sharpener. Who uses pencils nowadays? It's all about the data pads. It was wild.
So through this loose set of associations, y'all formed together into a sort of gang, as well as a few other NPCs that we may or may not see a ton of now, but some of which might also become player characters down the road, etc. Because it takes a lot of people to staff a spaceship, and so planning to steal a spaceship means getting a pretty large number of people involved, especially if it's a large ship like this that's capable of traveling around anywhere. So do y'all have a name for your gang yet? I'm just curious.
I do not.
I don't like labels.
Okay.
We're working on it.
I feel like that's the name of the gang right now. I don't like labels.
Digit number that's easy to remember.
You just
So,
we're working on some things.
We're just gonna basically say that y'all are minimally prepared for this mission, and so for the engagement roll, I'm just gonna be rolling like 2 dice to see how things
Actual
begin.
dice. Holy shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we made it 25 minutes.
So y'all got a mixed result.
Oh, no.
You got a 5. So we're starting things off. You haven't like gotten a good foothold starting this mission, but you're also not in a bad situation. So basically, here's where you're at. You're all gathered in the sort of exercise yard. It's a slightly lower than normal gravity environment. And people are just kind of like running around in there, playing basketball, lifting weights, playing what's that popular new space game with the big mittens, and you got 3 balls.
Baseball?
Bop and Booper.
Bop and Booper, yeah, playing Bop and Booper. Everybody loves that. You know, just kind of hanging out in the yard, and y'all are just kind of like chilling in a corner when suddenly you hear the alarm, and like the towing barge had already been attached for a little while by the time you got out here, and you've just been waiting for that alarm to go off, signifying that security is alerted. And at this point, like, you don't have a clear plan, but you've managed to scrap together a decent amount of equipment, because you'd be surprised what gets traded on these space prisons. So whatever equipment's available on your character sheet as load, you can choose to take. If any of you don't remember how load works, or if you haven't done this system before, you don't have to decide what equipment you have until you use it. But then once you use it, you check that box and you're done. So you all are going to have, because you've only been able to scrape together like stuff in prison, you all have a light load for this mission. Okay? You're all going to have a relatively limited choices for equipment. So 3 boxes to check of equipment. And again, you don't have to decide what that is until you're ready to use it. So, and remember, you know, you planned for all this. Use your flashbacks.
Yeah. That's what we were terrible at last time.
So,
we were terrible at not taking risky rolls.
You're in the exercise yard, and you picked this because it's close to the center, where a lot of the command stuff is, where you figure you might need to, like, you know, get access to some things so that you can try to, like, you know, have some security measures bypassed by the time you get to the ship and you're trying to get out of the station. So you're at the exercise yard, which is close to the center of the station. And basically, it has doorways out in many directions leading to like hallways. There's just like expansive hallways leading to various cell blocks, as well as various like rehabilitation and recreation rooms of different kinds, and like common spaces like this. Towards the very center is like the main security area, which you're like pretty close to right now. On the outside is the docking ring, which also is pretty secure. The main security area, though, is where they store weapons, security key cards, and also, like, you know, you could get access to, like, the security consoles and stuff like that there, etc. So, the alarms go off. The Mafia Don, who's from, what were those? I can't remember the name of those Greek mythical things you looked up, Wobbly.
Oh, Scylla and Charybdis.
Yeah, he's from Scylla, one of the mid-sized.
Oh God.
One of the mid-sized space mafias.
Not too bad, though.
This Scylla Mafia Don, his plan is already in motion, so now it's time to set yours in motion if you want to try to outfox him. Of course, the convenient thing is that security is 100% responding to his plan right now and has no idea that you're trying anything. Yet.
Well, given that we know what their plan is, I would like to have spent the previous preparations. We'll flash back to Sid hacking at the computer to try and determine what their plan will be and response, and find a way to kind of open a bunch of doors around that so that we can move freely without having to deal with all the combat.
Let's flash back to this, and for the record, this may be where this whole plan started. is with this flashback, right? Because like at some point you became aware of the Scylla Mafia Don's plan, and that's when your plan began. So, Sid, take us back to the scene of that bold and daring hack. Tell us, what were you doing? What was it like? How did you get this information?
Sid is sitting on the back hallway floor, having convinced someone much larger and stronger to pry open one of the panel doors. He has now pulled some of the wires out of his own arm and has sort of set up a jerry-rig attachment to get himself into one of the main communications conduits. So if you walk past, you see kind of a robot just with its arm like ripped open and wired into the wall, kind of slumped over. It's the lights kind of cycling on its head like a modem, like a router resetting.
Yeah.
And like he's processing and is like having a good old time thinking about
anybody who didn't know any better, you know, like one of the higher ranking security people would see that and think, oh fuck. But anybody who didn't know any better would just think, oh, this robot's getting some kind of maintenance.
Oh, he's just getting a little electric.
He's just
Everybody's a little
patching.
thirsty
It's
for
too
power.
Thirsty.
Well, most of the outlets in the main area are kind of busted, and like some of them are grounded, and it's, you know, like not everything's the same voltage, so it makes sense.
So you're digging through kind of like the main systems, looking for things that people might have tried to hide from the main network, but still
Flying
needed
past
to...
the big cubes full of numbers and words towards smaller, more obscure, tiny cubes full of words, busting open spheres in your whatever cyberpunk fantasy you'd like to live in.
We on these prisoner space stations, the computer networks, the computers are all 100% linked. And any computer device that comes onto the network instantly links with the network. It's all pervasive that way. With the idea being that, like...
It's very convenient for everyone.
If the network owns every device, then you can't bring in an unknown device and do something without somebody knowing about it. But of course, prisoners are crafty. And so people find ways to hide things even in this communal, secure, quote-unquote, secure network. And that's what you're rooting through, Sid, because you can find really interesting stuff this way, like figure out when people are going to get drugs delivered, find out personal details that you can use for blackmail, all kinds of fun stuff.
I like to read letters home because it makes me, it is my hope to become human one day.
That's dark.
So we both.
So you're digging through this this digital, these secret digital caches, places where people hide stuff, and you find something particularly interesting in a particularly hard to find one. This Scylla Mafia Don, he's been on this station for 5 years already, and they're planning to transfer him pretty soon to an even more secure facility. So this is like, things are like down to the wire for him, and he's looking for any way out. And he's come up with a bold and daring plan. When the tugboat comes to take the space station, he's gonna take it, and here's how. He's got a good handful of goons that are pretty loyal to him, because Scylla's a pretty wide-reaching organization, and so obviously he's got some people, from his organization that were arrested, and also they do active recruitment inside prison, like a lot of big gangs. So he's got at least 20 people inside the station working for him, as far as these plans detail. And he's going to have some of them pose as security personnel, like 2 or 3, in order to temporarily shut down some of the security systems. At the same time, about 5 of his goons are going to start a riot in the cafeteria. At the same time, the rest of his goons have stolen some welding equipment and weapons and are going to be making their way to the docking ring, with the plan that, with the coordination of everyone, they'll be able to get into the docking ring via some brute force methods and with their compatriots working at the security console. that security will be distracted enough, which is why this alarm is going off now. Security will be distracted enough to not immediately respond to anything else by this riot in the cafeteria, and that then their main group can all meet up at the docking ring and try to fight their way to the ship. And that's basically their plan. It's not a particularly elegant plan. It's pretty brute force, but because he has like a large number of people, like I said, from just looking at the records, there's at least 20, maybe 30 or even 40 people involved in this plan. Like, just from the brute force of like the number of people involved, it seems like he's got a pretty good shot at succeeding. Paul, you're muted.
And if the gang is already in play and formed at this stage, you all get this information via a PowerPoint presentation that comes out of my chest.
Yeah. So y'all got a PowerPoint about this before. And Sid, because this is integral to the mission, even though this is a pretty useful flashback, it's only going to cost 1 stress.
Hooray! I hate stress. This is lovely.
Now, so far as the counter plan goes, it sounds like probably the easiest way to send things off kilter is to get things out of control of, the gang. It's Scylla, right? Not Charybdis? Yeah, it's Scylla this
There's
time.
space
Docking ring
Celian.
before they do.
Yeah. So probably, what
Charybdis
Punch
is their
would be,
rival gang.
Punch is poised at this point in the whole, bimble bomble field to move the riot from the cafeteria to the center, where security is going to be responding in a way that, they don't really expect, but we do. So we can move around it. And
So
with
you
that,
want to bring security close enough to their plan to interfere with it.
yes,
That's what I'm hearing.
Punch would like to start the riot, please.
So I have a weird thing. I just remembered I have the old friends special ability. Whenever you land in a new location, write down a friend you know there. Is it possible that I know one of the Scylla rioters?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. Just trying to think. Like, I got myself into this now. I got to figure out what
trying
to
to
say.
take the ship and not have any Scylla people on it, even though they're the ones trying to take the ship.
Yes.
I say we don't want to get involved in a riot. Let's just try and get there before they do.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose we could, but riots are fun.
Maybe riots are fun for people named Punch.
Yeah, I
But-
feel like a Groucho Marx is not going to fare well in a
Look,
riot.
if the rest of us are in the tugboat and you're not,
So
we're
listen,
leaving.
I will say this: Scylla's methods for this job, their gang's methods are brute force, which means although they are effective, they're going to tend to be slower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I say what? You
Is
know,
there a
these
rival
Scylla
gang
fellas
in
know
the-
nothing about modern techniques.
Is there
for
any rival?
flanking and routing and all sorts of movement through unfamiliar and militarized terrain. Just
I know
shut
at least
up. Oh
2
my
things
God.
about that. At least 2.
I didn't realize he was doing a bit.
Yeah, he has a military AI embedded in his spine.
Brett's got 2 characters.
Unfortunately for Brett, yes. JL5TN4M3 is just embedded right in there and will not let go.
Look, one freak show to another. We got to do something here. If somebody doesn't come up with a plan in a couple of minutes, I'm about to start the riot.
Well, I'm just wondering,
Well,
is there
again, the
another
alarm's
gang?
already going off.
Mm-hmm.
The riot is
So
started.
The riot has started in the cafeteria, which is
Mm-hmm.
Kind
we're
of
set
like-
time.
It's-
And Sid knows the route that the route that the people are going to try and take.
Mhm.
the cafeteria is like on the far side of the route that they're taking to the outer docking ring.
So that people would have to spill out through
Because
the
they
center.
want security. They want security to go to the other side of the space station and not immediately find the people trying to, like, use super fusion welders and things of that nature stolen from the engineering sector. Because you prisoners have to like break down asteroids and do work for the states.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed. It's still.
Still a hard labor.
Prison's
wanna
still
get to the
bad,
docking
turns
ring
out.
as soon as possible. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Who's got hacking?
If the riot's
Hello.
already going, then we should probably go.
Probably not as good as these guys.
Wait, what am I supposed to be hacking?
Just in
Whatever
case you run into a
happens,
door.
I just run between Microwave's legs and say, "I'm sticking with you." I don't trust him.
Wait, the dog can talk?
Yes, I can talk.
Oh.
I have a mustache and eyebrows. I have a
No, that's Brett's response.
By the way, the
He
dog
hasn't
is
heard you
just
talk yet.
thinking, "Yes, I can talk," and it's looking at you like, "You dumbass."
dog right now.
Would it?
So what are we doing? Stacking up a doorway behind the gangs?
Well, would it be advantageous to have sabotaged the gang's weapons when they're instigating a riot?
Almost
Or do
certainly.
we? Okay, so I'd like to
Flashback?
use a flashback.
All right, so
I might be in this class.
as everyone in your as of yet still untitled gang is trying to decide what do we do now that the alarms are going off, Keith says, "Well,
So
I did make a special preparation for this. Teeth, what did you do? Tell us, give us the scene."
now, see, I've been cornering the cigarette market on this station. I've got a system. You take 30 cigarettes, you swap
What?
20 of them out for a different brand. Now, you issue a unique token for the 20 cigarettes that you've got now. You use those, pay off favors. You also exchange the remaining 10 cigarettes for ramen. Now, with the ramen, you pay off a collection of guards and prisoners who are working various services around the station, and you bribe them to swap out the weapons with faulty or damaged ones, and in turn provide the weapons to maybe us. Maybe now we have weapons that work, and maybe the gang doesn't.
So you're the one who's been taxing my fucking cigars. I knew it was somebody.
All right, Teeth, here's my deal for you. If you want to just, their weapons are
Yes. Yeah. Just their weapons.
are fucked. That'll be 2 stress.
2 stress.
And if you
Yeah,
want
why
to
not?
have some of the weapons, it's an extra stress.
You know what? We have unused load, so what? Just the 2 stress, I think.
Okay. So Teeth's been getting in good with the guards for a while, and you start hearing gossip right away from prisoners in the yard that hey, that cafeteria riot's already not going so well. Looks like security will contain it in no time.
Hmm.
Oh wait, that gives us less time.
No, it means that the security is now going to be going to the main group faster. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's go away from the noise and towards the docking ring.
Right. So to do that, we're going to need to open up some doors. You know what I'm saying? And by open up some doors, I mean Brett rolls up his shirt and asks Punch, "Hey Punch, you see that cable with the big old needle in it?
Yes.
You mind jabbing that into the giant sphere in the back of me?"
Point of order, is this going to attract a lot of attention? Like, just general character knowledge? Is this the kind of thing that's going to get us in trouble right away?
Nah, because they're all
Yes.
distracted.
I'm sure.
What exactly are you doing?
I'm about to
Hacking into the Matrix, of course, and Punch does as is
I'm gonna
requested.
hack into
Got a hard
the
line.
doors to open up some doors for us.
Are we
Just
locked
open
in
up
this
a
room? Can
more
we just leave?
optimized
if we
route.
want?
Yeah, like how hard are these doors to open?
honestly.
I mean, they're
Right.
probably like sealed bulkheads.
Yeah, I would
There's
have figured
a
they
riot
were
and a
sealed or
docking
whatever.
operation
I
going
would-
on. I doubt they just left that open. Probably not great. We probably
So
don't want to
let
go
me
down the same
explain,
hallway
okay?
as the mafia.
So most
like a
of
bad
the
idea.
internal space of the prison you can move through somewhat freely. There will be guards around, and if a group of guards like sees y'all acting suspicious, they may ask what you're up to, etc. But for the most part, you can move through the main section of the prison freely.
Just
Towards
hold
the outside of the station, there's a hallway that y'all have access to in the prison. Then there's a very thick wall separating it from a hallway that's staff only. Then that hallway that's staff only, like there's like a few layers of like rooms and hallways between that and the docking ring that you have no knowledge of at all. You've never seen it.
Okay.
So that's basically, you know.
Let's get as far as we can, as casually as we can, and
Yep.
then hack in from there.
Sounds like a
Wait.
plan.
Hold up. Am I able to do something in the yard? Because I feel like there's a bunch of people in the yard, isn't there?
Yeah, there's like a bunch of people kind of milling
I mean, there
about.
there is a riot going on.
Can I roll command and just fucking say, everybody run! Just scramble!
A dog said it, so it must be true.
Aren't you a herding dog?
All right, so yeah, you're kind of a herding dog. So you want to try to herd people around and get them agitated and get them
I
all
guess.
fucking.
Start agitating people, like do the command roll.
So that as y'all leave, there's also just like a panic of people kind of like taking off and being weird.
Stabbing each other, like
Like, hey guys, new riot plan.
All right, what's your command stat?
I have 2 in command.
Okay. But Groucho, actually, sorry. Describe how Groucho agitates everyone.
I start running around and I bite one guy in his heel, and then I start yelling, "Fuck you! No, fuck you!" in different voices. And then
Just barking.
I unsheath the guy's knife, I take his knife, and then I stab him in his ankle. And then the riot starts.
This is one wild
Okay,
dog.
make a command roll for this act of aggressively demanding things as a
What do I
dog.
roll? I'm sorry, what do I roll?
So you have the 2 dice. You're gonna roll 6-sided dice. You have 2 dice from command. Here's how you get bonus dice as a reminder. Someone can assist you, which costs them 1 stress. You could push yourself, which costs 2 stress. You can ask for a devil's bargain from me, or try to come up with one, because that's also acceptable. And y'all also have gambits as a group. 1, I think. I think 1.
I feel like I should just
Yeah,
roll
one.
this and hope.
Yeah, roll that 2d6,
Just
son.
roll 2d6. Go for it. Yep.
I'm just gonna do
Go
it.
for it.
I got a 7.
No, we need to know what the 2
The
dice
components.
Oh, it's a 1 and a 6.
are. Okay, so 6 is a success. Groucho runs around biting people and barking and starts a secondary riot here at the at the recreational complex as you prepare to leave.
Excellent.
Okay,
Everything's
so
going according to plan.
basically, again, so the original cafeteria riot is the opposite direction of where they went to the docking ring. The docking ring is literally all around you because it's a space station, and it's a ring. So basically, you could head kind of in the same direction as the Scylla group. You could head directly away from them, or you could head kind of away from them and the riot. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Somewhat.
Well, I feel like we're trying to get ahead of them.
Well, I
I
believe
think we want to circle around and be faster by being less violent, right?
and by bypassing various doors, we should be able to.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, I'd like to use a flashback right now.
Oh, no.
If that's
Okay.
all right.
What's up?
So
Lana?
as we leave the main area, flashback, and is it possible for me to have gotten my hands on some medical equipment, specifically some like syringes that I've pre-filled with some knockout stuff?
Yeah. Describe how you managed
Okay, so
to.
for the past couple of weeks, I've been scamming, barbiturates, benzos, whatever I can get, and put in a syringe and make a cocktail that will knock someone out quickly. And I've been loading syringes of it and keeping them in like a roll case. And I'm going to distribute at least one to everyone. Now, if you see a guard, you know what to do.
Okay.
Squirt it in their eyes.
Offer them these
Throw them in
drugs.
the neck with it.
So all of you have one
I don't
knockout
have
syringe. It
thumbs.
doesn't take up any real space on your person. It's pretty small. Especially this is the future. Syringes aren't as big. They're like little Star Trek,
Somebody
They
take
go.
this.
It's just
Yeah.
hanging on your utility collar, Groucho.
Is hypo spray trademark?
Am I just gonna put them with my neck?
Trademark.
That's exactly how it's gonna go.
There's a reason I'm not a
It doesn't really take up
droid.
any significant space on your person, and it's just sort of hidden somewhere on you. One of these little knockout syringes.
Can I have traded mine for a gun?
No.
One of these days, we need to get me some thumbs.
Actually, Teeth, if you want to spend stress on a flashback to trade it for a gun, that actually is acceptable. I'm just messing with you.
No, it's okay.
He's gonna trade it for thumbs?
Now, Teeth, you know that you can smoke these, right? It'll get you real high.
Yeah.
Now is not the time, Brett.
You can vape any liquid.
How much stress is that going to cost me?
I think just one, right?
And now understand why they were taxing.
Why I was against your shop ban.
All right, so which direction are you taking to the docking ring? Are you going as close to the Scylla gang as possible, as far from the Scylla gang as possible, but maybe skirting closer to riot territory, or kind of split the difference?
I said we
We wanna
skirt. Have some fun with rioters.
I mean, we want to prevent their entry, so like getting close is probably the best way we can do that. And we have a dog and some knockout syringes. I don't think that this is
I do have a
terrible
question.
idea.
Just to as a precautionary thing, can I be put into the vents and then just kind of scramble along overhead?
Probably.
I will
Yeah.
absolutely roll any amount of dice to help with that if it's possible.
That sounds like a thing that can happen. Yeah.
All right. It sounds like we're getting as close as is possible
Yeah.
using Groucho Marx
because
as our surprise
especially-
element.
Let's be clear. These people in designing space stations, they're smart enough to make the vents small enough that an average-sized humanoid.
Your
can't
average
get into
dwarf
them.
can't, but your average dog
dog.
can.
Your average hunchback cyber duo cannot get in there, but a dog.
All right, I'm not even gonna flashback for this. Brett
Yeah, this is
pulls
present
out.
time.
Brett pulls
this is
out
used
their
now.
cryo spanner and yanks open one of them vents to throw Groucho in. And now remember, Groucho, 1 bark means it's all clear, 2 means mafia, and 3 means, oh right, you can talk. So just
Wait. Yeah,
I'm
That's
sorry, I
unnecessary.
completely-
Three barks means, how dare you? This condescension is unreal.
Brett, are you spending load to literally pull out a piece of equipment here?
yeah, I'm gonna pull out my. Would it be a hacking rig or fine ship repair tools? I think fine ship repair tools.
Fine ship repair tools. If you are willing to spend load on that, you don't have to roll for this.
somebody pass me the syringe. Put it in my mouth.
You have that special star screwdriver that you need to unscrew McDonald's bathrooms and prison spaceship vents.
All right, here we go. Just kind of like pulls it open. He's like, "There you go, boy. Come on, come on." And he clips the syringe onto the collar for Groucho to use later.
Okay.
Remember, Twerk's bit is a registered trademark.
All right. So for the last time, which direction are you going in?
We're hewing closely to the Scylla.
Okay.
Yeah, as close to the Scylla as possible. Probably the same hallway.
Yeah.
The consensus of the group.
Yeah, I say
Their weapons are hosed, and we got a dog and a vent. Let's do this.
Works for me.
You hear me clattering along.
Okay.
Somebody should have trimmed my nails.
So the Scylla seem to have chosen this route in particular because this is kind of a quiet, like, section, relatively speaking. In particular because these prison space stations are somewhat self-sustaining. And so a lot of what's in this area is like some air and water recycling and treatment, and also like some massive hydroponic bays, and like where they grow they have the huge hydroponic vats where they grow the algae that you eat, and they also raise the bugs that they grind up with the algae in some rooms around here and stuff like that. And the prisoners do a lot of this work, which is why this is here. So like many of you have been in some of these rooms before for various reasons, but that's kind of what's around here is like, it's stuff that like normally there would be like a handful of guards and then like the prisoners doing the labor in these rooms. It wouldn't be a large number because it's not very hard stuff to do. It's just like maintenance that like small teams would be doing. So like this is like a very quiet section as you move through it for the most part. However, there are some guard patrols about, and they're pretty agitated. So how are y'all gonna kind of advance and try not to get one of these agitated guard patrols on your case? Because you can see them, like I said, it's a quiet area, so it's not often, but every now and again, like a group of 5 guards just goes hustling by, and they're like looking down every hallway. They've got, weapons already in hand. Like they're ready to hit you with these, I mean, it is like a stun laser, but God, it hurts so much.
Right. So if everyone can follow my lead, we're going to duck into one of these cricket vats and just take these boxes and hold them in front of you. There's already like 700 crickets in each of them. If anyone asks, we're just transporting crickets out to the cafeteria.
This is a part where I would like to flash back. So Punch is, lab-grown military experimental humanoid, right? Square jaw, clean cut for the most part, fits super great into a corporate prison military uniform. And so they have been afforded ahead of time, the shirt, the pants, the hat, the gun. They're set for this.
How many vape coins did that one cost to get a copy of?
You gotta give us a little more detail, Punch. How'd you get the security uniform?
So working with Teeth and Sid historically, Sid, of course, has had the in on the entire station. One plugin, they've had the entire layout where things are kept, how to get to things. And we've, of course, been trading this information up the river. Some cigarettes here, some ramens there. The right person in the right place at the right time, stealing the right underpair from the correct laundry machine. The right person being, court-martialed and brigged for losing corporate assets. This sort of thing. Nobody has to worry about these things, where they've gone. And we've been keeping them, in the boxes of crickets and what have you that we are moving through this area.
Right.
So Punch is getting kitted up. And of course,
Punch, there's still one on your shoulder. Just wipe it off.
Don't. I don't want to look at it.
So,
God.
Get it.
So yeah, as
the
Brett's
bench.
handing out boxes of crickets, Punch, you grab the one from way back in the stack that you prepped just for this. That's gonna cost you a stress, though.
I'm willing to also spend gear on it, as well, because I feel like getting the full accoutrements of like equipment with
If
just
you're gonna
one stress.
take the gun,
is a little too
if
light.
you're gonna take the gun, spend load on the gun.
All right, I'm gonna spend the load on blaster pistol.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like we're running heavy blasters in here. That seems
Yeah.
seems a little ridiculous.
So Punch now has the full security guard accoutrements. Also, Punch, if you spend 2 stress, then you have a security guard's key card. He doesn't look exactly like you, and some of these locks won't, you need like a thumbprint and stuff too. But this would at least get you through some extra.
Is there a devil's bargain here?
No, this is not a dice roll.
Bummer. I will take the 2 stress.
Okay.
What if we got the thumb?
I have noticed that you are spending a lot of time discussing thumbs. Here is a list of places where thumbs are available in your sector.
And just Sid pops up like a
one of you
holographic
can
display
flash
of all
back
the
to getting the
guards.
thumb. I'm not gonna stop you from.
I mean, people can help if Sid has acquired a thumb, perhaps.
We noticed though.
I was thinking about
I
one
mean, it's
thing.
pretty small once you got
We
it.
could just use the whole guy, and I mean, I don't know. We could have tricked him at
We got the
some
knockout
point,
syringes.
knocked him out.
Nah, just the thumb. We're good.
Okay.
Fun fact, many koalas' fingerprints have been mistaken for human ones. I'm not saying there's genetically modified koalas on this prison, but something to remember for the future.
All koalas are bastards. Remember this.
Fake cap.
Alright.
Now we're earning that.
I mean, if one of you wants to flash back to breeding a
No.
koala that matches one of the security guards on this space
Hey, microwave,
station.
speak up.
I don't get along with other furry animals. That's in my bio. Like, when they adopted me, that was
Otherwise,
in the bio.
let's move on to.
Yeah. Let's move forward.
Let's do a flashback. Yeah, but we didn't grow this thumb, okay? All right, so like, I have a bad temper. I might have lost my temper with one of the guards about like 4 days ago, and
Oh, no.
so I got into a fist fight with the guard because he was making comments about my ass, and I may or may not have bitten his thumb off and swallowed it. Now they put me in solitary, and I only just got out for the plan. I thought maybe I was gonna get stuck in solitary for the plan, but I have this thing where I can kind of keep stuff in my throat and cough it back up. So
Oh, like a magician that swallows the wedding ring. I get it.
Or a pelican.
Thumb magician.
Yeah, but in this case, it was a thumb.
but there you go.
This is gross and weird, but I'm here for it.
That'll be a stress for you, microwave.
It's a stress for all
And
of us.
for everyone else, yeah.
I'm just glad we've
All right,
come
Punch,
full circle on the
you've
space,
got-
the con space reference with the pulling things out of your own throat piece. It's good.
I know. Yeah, we're really hitting all the notes without even trying. Yeah, so Punch, you've got a security guard's uniform, key card, and a thumb.
On request.
Oh,
And if necessary, Punch is doing the classic. They went that way.
Yeah.
Um,
Hey, those guys were beating me up back there. Go get them.
One of them bit off my thumb.
Here, I have it, and also my cloned
All right,
replacement thumb, which
so
is definitely the same.
Punch-
Don't think about it.
is pretending to be your security escort, and you're all carrying boxes of crickets. Is that right?
and I'm
Yes.
in the vents.
And Groucho's just in the vents,
I saw Groucho vent.
just doing the
Very
Mission
sus.
Impossible dog stuff.
It's kind of difficult to take the dog and pretend that you are escorting the dog.
Everyone knows that dog's up to trouble.
Yeah.
I
From the
if you
moment
get
it
one
first
alone,
talked.
I can just drop down and hit him with the thingy.
The knockout. It's only good for one person though.
I know. If
Yeah.
you get one alone,
One shot, won't kill.
All right, so
broken dog legs.
at this point, y'all basically pass a casual visual inspection, and it's pretty easy to get through these areas and get pretty close to the outer ring. What you didn't count on, though, is that as far as you are from the initial rioting, by the time you get out here, close to the outer ring of the prison area, things are a little bit more heavily locked down, and there do seem to be some like mildly riotous prisoners kind of running around causing trouble, and like some of them broke through into like a little security outpost, and like stole some stuff from in there. It looks like, in particular, like the security outposts, because these little outposts don't really hold a lot of like weapons or anything in general. But what they will have is recently stolen contraband. So it looks like basically people are taking advantage of the riotous situation in various ways, and like, someone broke into this little outpost and like broke into the contraband lockers and took a bunch of stuff already. And like it seems like some other people are kind of, like I say, kind of running around getting up to shit. So like you reach a point where like basically in front of you directly is a security barrier, and there's definitely like even more agitated security guards and rioters like kind of directly on the other side of it, having like a small scale scuffle. It's like 2 security and like 3 prisoners or something like that. It's like a little ahead of you and kind of dark, so there might be like 1 or 2 more people, but that's kind of what it looks like. You could like backtrack a little bit, but it might have to put you a little further from the Scylla gang or a little closer, or you could try to power through this somehow, or I don't know. But that's kind of the situation in front of you. Is like you have a security barrier that's down, like the hallway's blocked directly in front of you, and a little ways down that hallway further, pretty close to like the outside wall, there's some kind of small scuffle going on.
Fantastic. I have a question.
Yeah.
Are the boxes of cicada, these are live
Live crickets, yeah.
They're
Live
live. It's a big box of live crickets. Fantastic.
Eating dead crickets is terrible.
So, as we have been walking down the hallway, Sid has been emitting a low hum that people with regular ears probably can't hear. Might be pissing off Groucho Barks, but what it's definitely doing is what we're hoping it's doing is agitating the shit out of the crickets. So that Sid is carrying a big box of extremely like buzzing, like increasingly buzzy and angry crickets. So with the hopes that then throwing a cloud of crickets could get us past this event is one. So I believe I have a cloud of confusing crickets here. They're very angry. He says to you is the only explanation for this. We could throw it through and pass by, or go around.
Hey Lana, do you want to flash back to dosing all these crickets with some serotonin like 2 weeks ago to get them into locust mode?
Oh, whatever stops this.
Neo locust.
Lana, we can't hear you.
Will Kennedy allow this?
You can do a joint flashback together, and yeah, of course.
Okay. So we're gonna get together and do some college biology on this thing.
Yeah, so let's flash back to like 2 weeks ago.
You had
we're both on joint algae and cricket
process.
duty.
I want to hear it.
Right. Yeah. We trade shifts or whatever and get on the same algae cricket feeding duty. And what do? We well, I guess we'd have to have snuck into the office somewhere and gotten some medications.
Right. Well, while
Serotonin
Brett is doing
like
his so Brett is in his monthly parasitic AI maintenance stuff, because Brett isn't actually the prisoner. It's the goddamn parasite in his back. So Brett is given like kind of nice treatment on this prison.
Oh, they're about to beat him. They're like, hey, sorry, Brett, but they
have to like get his back. So like he occasionally has to deal with they have to drug him up occasionally because he's sustained major spinal trauma. Like every time the AI pisses off a guard. So while like the med guards were like tending to his wounds and also like trying to friggin' remove this AI from him for once, Brett just like takes some of those neo-serotonin pills and like just takes the entire bottle and stuffs it in his mouth while they're distracted.
Like a chipmunk.
Yeah, like a chipmunk.
Serotonin was invented in 2155 after the world supply of regular serotonin was used up looking at puppies.
So that was a month ago. And now we're at the 2 weeks ago mark
Too
where
many
Brett
cat
pulls
memes.
this. Say that again. Oh, looking at cat memes. And it's like, hey, Lana, you're the one that did bio. I was just like a mechie.
All right,
You want
Lana?
to aerosolize this or what?
Lana, for this one, I want you to actually to roll the dice because
Okay.
sometimes during a flashback, that's still going to be required. So I want you to do a doctor roll for us in the flashback to determine how well you gave these crickets serotonin overload, and still give us the description, of course, though first.
Okay, so that's 2d6.
Yeah, and if you want some
Hang on.
bonuses, we can talk about that. But if otherwise, just roll the 2d6.
Now we'll roll the 2d6. All right, 6 and 3.
Okay, so that's a success.
How did
So-
you do it?
Yeah, tell us how you did it.
Oh, so there's plenty of drug addicts on this boat. So I just, borrowed a pestle and a spoon and mixed up some serum. And
Mix
then
it in
snuck
with
it
your
into the algae.
sawdust or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toilet serum.
Yeah.
Cricket serum.
You know who's not in prison? The crickets. They're not checking that food. It's fine.
They were
Temporary
raised for
prison.
a life they
Um,
never
yeah.
expected.
I had
All
to,
right.
because I have this regular medic duties that I have, so I had to, of course, sneak
Right.
this guy some heroin or something in exchange
Sure, of
for
course,
using
of
his
course.
kit. But there you go.
Had to
Lana
trade
and Brett.
3 cigarettes for a spoon.
Lana and Brett, each of you spend 1 stress on that combined
How much
flashback.
stress for the last one? Just 1 or 2?
I think it was 1 I said. Can't remember for sure.
With all this cigarette-based commerce, Teeth is really coming in as our MVP in flashbacks.
Well, see, the thing is, I don't sell tea. I don't sell cigarettes themselves. I sell unique hashes associated with individual cigarettes.
Please stop. Smoke is coming out of my ears.
Crypto cigarettes. If you want to be
Crypto
absolutely sure that you have smoked exclusively a cigarette that belongs only to you, crypto cigarettes.
Non-fungible
Just give me all of
cigs.
your cigarettes first.
Non-fungible cigs.
I am lucky here
NFC.
because I do have a fine cigar, like private cigar that I use.
Unfortunately, I've actually associated that cigar with a unique hash, and I actually own the cigar. Now, you might own the physical item, but I've actually made a 200% gain on the value
Oh my
of that
God.
cigar since we've been in prison.
Oh, now
This
I know
is-
why they call
See,
you
this
strip mall.
conversation is proof of work. Me having to be part of it is the work. It exists.
There have been rolling blackouts.
I
on
just
the
realized that
station.
crypto NFTs is just calling dibs for the shittiest kind of tech nerd.
Hey, we had an actual
Hey.
curse.
Hey,
Anyways,
settle
This
down.
is a children's
Um,
dystopian future prison break.
long story
So-
short, we got some locusts.
Look, we can have a guy's thumb, but nobody say the SH word.
Jews?
Didn't I already
Alright.
say that?
Please go on. Somebody
So,
help us.
yes, so these crickets are. Not only has Sid been humming at them in the present to make sure they're just as agitated as possible, but these crickets were heavily dosed with serotonin a couple of weeks ago and are just in full locust mode, just ready to freak out So that's
They're like
you've all got boxes
They're-
of crickets that are extremely, if opened, extremely dangerous.
I'm still in the vent.
They're buzzing, literally and figuratively.
Okay, so let's just jog along the corridor and wait until somebody notices us, and
Well,
then
no,
we'll
you're-
throw a box
you're-
of crickets at them.
We're at a block.
Yeah, you're at a blockage. You're
Okay,
at
so
a,
there's somebody blocking the way for us.
Again, security gate is down directly in front of you. There's security and prisoners having like a very small scuffle ahead. Looks like I said, maybe like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 people total. You can like circumvent this by backtracking and going closer to the Silamob
No, we're going
or
through.
further, or you can try to bypass this barrier and confront the situation ahead.
I want to
Is it-
bypass this barrier.
Yeah, let's try the key card.
Is
We,
there a
we
way?
can go straight through it. So Punch is wearing the uniform, Punch is acting the part, and Punch also has an ability called Perfect Awareness. So I know exactly when anybody is going to be onto us and when we should dump the crickets and go. So really all we need to do is run forward and bark out of the way important shipments.
Why did you use bark?
Also, we don't want to take a weird route. We've got Groucho in the vents.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, don't-
probably cannot reroute effectively.
Let's try the
could
key
probably
card.
pop out of a vent. That's
All right, yeah, Punch. You're just gonna use the key card and thumb.
Absolutely. The vignette of authority, the key card, the thumb, like everything's in Punch's favor on this one.
So does
let's
Punch
do it.
already have the thumb in his pocket, or does Microwave have to like cough it up?
Punch is.
Oh no, that was a
probably
30-minute
flipped in
long
pants.
scene
Yeah.
of that we
All
cut.
right, so now that the
Yeah, don't
now
worry
that the
about it.
barrier is open, basically at this point, the closest doorway that so again, I want to reiterate the structure of things from here is you're approaching a final outer hallway of the prison. And this tends to be heavily patrolled by security just in general. This final outer hallway has the occasional doorway through it and a very thick wall leading to a hallway that is for staff only. Beyond that, there's at least a little bit of rooms and hallways that you really don't know anything about because you've never seen it. And then there is the outer docking ring area, which you've only seen once when you came in here.
Mhm.
What's up, Sid?
nice.
Yes, docking, exactly.
Wait, isn't docking?
No.
Again,
Maybe in
we can't do
our era
justice
it
on
is.
the stream. We can't describe things. Don't describe
So
cryptocurrency
at this
anymore.
point- so at this point, okay, so with that in mind, at this point, you're through the security barrier, and directly ahead of you is this small scuffle. The next doorway to your right is a little ways down. You can't see it from here, but you can vaguely hear the Silamob working at it. And they don't sound happy because things obviously aren't going well for them right now.
And we're not, of course, going to do an offensive Scythian accent. It's tired. We all know
Hey,
what mobsters
gabagool.
sound like. We've seen Space Scorsese.
Yeah.
Martin Scorsese.
You know the Silamobsters. They're all like, "Bing bong, governor.
So
Oi, criminy!
What's on the Bobby?"
Oi, what's all this about, Barbie?
Just
can we
say the
tell-
normal words. Stop rhyming things.
can we tell if things are not going good from a they can't get the door open perspective, or
Well, you
from
don't
a
really know
security has
exactly
caught
their
up to them?
status.
right?
Again, you can't see them. You can just vaguely hear in the distance, like, "Fuck, shit, damn it."
I hear a stream of vaguely ethnic swears.
And
We
then
should go
also,
check on
and
it.
then also the sound of a super fusion welder just.
All right.
This sounds like it's the reason we put Barks in the vent.
Yep. So
So
Brad,
they're at
thinking
the
the same.
next doorway to your right. The doorway directly in front of you. Again, there's kind of this scuffle happening somewhat directly in front of it, and then the next doorway down to your left. Status is unknown. these doorways, again, they're kind of spaced apart, so you can't see the next one from the one that you're at. You would have to go down a ways. And these hallways are not like just smooth. They have like little recesses and stuff, and they have some things occasionally out here, including like there's the occasional like visitation room and things like that out here. There's like occasional rooms with like computers that you can use to call people outside the station with supervision, etc. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. There's also some stuff for security out here on the outer ring. Like there's just the occasional something on this outer hallway, and it's not a perfectly smooth thing. So yeah, seeing down it, especially because it's also curved on top of that, not so easy.
Right.
So are there like cameras everywhere?
Except the vents.
Except the vents. And follow up to that question, is there like a data line that Sid could plug into and get all eyes on the Sillins?
Oh, God.
Like
Golly, I can
rebroadcast them.
try. If someone can, we should probably get away from what an interesting parody to say here in front of the guards. But yes, almost certainly I can do that.
So what about the door where the light tussle is happening? Can I tiptoe ahead and just can I glance through it and see what's going on, or
No,
listen
we're just-
closer?
No, these
can
doors
power
are just
through
like
this.
solid metal.
Okay.
And like the intention is that you prisoners should have no idea what's going on through these doors, basically.
I say
he's
we
intentionally
open
obfuscating
one,
doors.
shove a crate full of locusts in, and close it again. Then open the other one and do the same thing.
Yeah.
You
I
can
still
open
gotta
them,
pick
right?
two, though.
Huh?
My experience with humans interacting with loud buzzing insects says that all of those people will soon be in here with us, with all of the insects. This seems suboptimal for various reasons, which I can list now. And then he begins listing the reasons. So
Punch trusts Sid implicitly on these matters.
As long as they don't come in the vents.
Oh, God.
Punch, one of the security guards notices you that's in the scuffle and is like, hey, come help us.
God.
Oh, no. This is not what we needed.
Y'all need
It
to
was just
decide
one guard who
quickly.
noticed him, right?
Y'all need to decide quickly what you're doing.
I say we go follow up the mobsters. We'll take over whatever progress they've made at worst. Remember, their weapons are hosed. As far as anything's been established, I am the only person with a real gun.
Okay.
Also, we have crickets.
Sid, you're muted. But yeah, okay.
Sid looks back and forth at the guard and you and the guard and Punch and the whole situation and realizes that no one is saying anything to the guard and throws the box of crickets.
Yes!
All right. That's one box of crickets down.
Or he drops it. He just sort of like looks kind of like, then just drops it because that's, yeah. Trying to maintain
But
some
drop
kind of
it,
appearance
drop
on these matters.
in a way where it like
knowing that the big button on the side that you press to make it open is gonna hit the ground.
and
Yeah.
it just opens in a way where the sides just fall off with like there's no way to like get one cricket
Like
out
that
of the
comedic
box.
way.
It just
Wait,
goes.
these aren't just like cardboard boxes? I thought these were like just.
No, it's
Crickets
the
will bite
future.
their
There's
way
no
through
space
anything.
boxes.
Space.
Yeah,
It's
no,
gotta be some
crickets,
kind of
crickets
space
will
box.
just chew through
Cardboard
I
box
did not
labeled
sign on to a
crickets. That's what I was
space
imagining.
RPG to throw cardboard boxes full of crickets. No.
This is a
It's like a
plasmic
guitar
cricket
case.
containment matrix.
It's like a big lightweight container grown out of special fungus. You know.
All right,
It's one of those
You know,
cylinder
styrofoam.
backpacks from Star Trek. That's like a they have a strap
Yeah,
on it.
yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really
Fungal
not conform to your
styrofoam.
body. It's just a tube. But yeah,
You're a-
I drop
you're a
mine
tube.
and sort of knock open the to release locusts into the hallway because nobody's responding to the guard.
All right,
Um,
let's dip.
Yeah, let's go through the first
all right.
door.
This
Shut it behind us.
the fight scene gets even more chaotic because of some crickets.
Oh God! Why don't we
And
kill the
y'all
crickets
dip.
before we bring them on board? This is a terrible idea. Oh my
Y'all
eyes!
dip and
Ah!
head towards the mobsters.
All right, as we get
Um,
closer, I would like to attempt to intuit what's going wrong ahead of time.
I mean, it just seems like, they just seem agitated as you get closer. Like
Just
you
the
can just,
regular kind.
yeah, basically several things about their plan haven't gone right. And
A lot of consumers find they have not purchased the proper plasma welder for their job.
also, as you get close, you can see that a couple of guards have been stabbed to death with like shivs. Yeah, you're getting to the point where you can just barely see the light of the welder that they're using to try to get the door open.
All right, well, lock and load, I suppose.
Yeah, that's all you, buddy.
Can Groucho Marx go ahead a little bit and God, I was gonna say, can I use that old friends thing to see if there's one of them at the back of the group that I recognize and am pals with? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you asked for this earlier. That's all good.
That's the beauty of that power. It's like, hey, I know one of those guys, and the DM is be like, okay.
All right.
What's his name?
Guy
You
owes
haven't
me a bunch of
used it too
cigarettes.
recently.
And I guess his name is Angelo D'Angelo or something. I don't fucking
No,
know.
that's perfect.
Angelo
That's beautiful.
D'Angelo. I love
couldn't-
that. Yeah. Angelo D'Angelo is a Scylla mobster, and he's going, "Hey, what, governor? Why can't we get this door open? Cheerio, tea and crumpets."
Everything's gone apples and
I
pears.
forgot what I was gonna fucking do.
Everything's called apples and pears up here.
The accent took me out of it so bad. Holy shit.
Freaking
I'm just saying.
Not what I expected Angelo D'Angelo to sound like.
This
not
is
gonna
how his
lie.
name is spelled.
Angelo Dang Jello.
If anybody's got an auto-translate feature, you're fine. You don't have to be subjected to that. I don't think any of us do.
But I was hoping to roll like a sway and try and convince him, like, hey, like, you should help us out because we're actually Scylla too. And like, in reality, and I'm like whispering all this through the vent, like sticking my little jowls through the vent. Hey, Angelo D'Angelo, come here. I got something to tell you.
Buddy
All
guy
he
friend.
hears is a dog whining from the vent. He's like, "What the fuck?" He goes over to check it out.
What's all this then?
I need you to do me a favor. Those guys,
It's a dog, isn't it?
those guys aren't trained Scylla. We're the real trained Scylla. We're the Scylla that are supposed to be here. These guys aren't actually Scylla. They're from another group. Like,
They're Charybdis.
can that be sway or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Help us out here. Let's take our shit back and get out of here. Angelo D'Angelo, my pal, my buddy.
The dog actually just like hypnotizing people since you can't understand what he's actually saying.
The dog,
I don't even
it's
know.
like a Garfield situation. Whether or not the dog can be understood is something we'll never know.
My choice.
Punch, I would like to help out Groucho Barks. Punch is leaned around the corner, exposing their head, and they just wink.
I catch a glimpse of it, and my eye glimmers with it in the mirror of it.
Like something coordinated is clearly happening.
So would that be like 3d6, I guess, at that point?
And I take a stress, I believe.
Yeah, with the assist, you get an extra die, and Punch takes a stress.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Know if I need all.
Number in the hole, blades in the dark.
Roll
Yeah,
3 dice.
remember that fiasco.
It's real good.
So I got 5, 4, and a 2.
Okay. I just want to be clear. So your goal was to specifically convince Angela to join your group, not to like convince the whole group in some fashion. Just him. Just want to
say
make
just
sure I
Angelo.
understood. Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it's
Sounds
Angelo. I feel
Yeah.
like that's easier gambit at this
Okay.
point.
So,
I see a lot of shivs. Not any in your hand, D'Angelo.
So, Angelo is like Groucho. I've always loved you, you sweet dog, but I don't know. You're kind of making me nervous right now.
What?
And
You're my old pal. Come on, buddy.
he kind of like lingers on it for a little bit, and then he's finally like, yeah, okay, I guess. But because he takes a little while, some of the other guys start to notice him like acting weird by the vent, and they're like, hey, Angelo, what are you doing?
Hey, Angelo.
I scramble a little further.
Oi, Angelo!
Tip there, Governor. Why are you having a whole conversation with the air conditioning?
Why haven't
Make
I
it sound like
with the vent?
I make it sound like it's a rat.
Give me your best squeak right now, Groucho. Space pigs.
I was like 40 times, maybe 60 times better than I thought it would be.
So the Silla is starting to get agitated towards you and Angelo, Groucho.
Fuck.
And y'all, that can just barely see the group up ahead, you can kind of sense that, things are getting worse up there. So Angelo's on your side, but probably need to speed up the timetable of whatever it is you're going to do. So what's next?
All right. Should I scramble to distract him? I don't know.
So how
I feel
many Scylla are there? You said there was like 5, but they were actually armed.
There was 7 of them, and then Angelo just defected, kind of.
Okay.
And they got shivs.
Yeah, they got
Yeah, we
shit.
can't take them one-on-one.
And the plasma opener thingy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want that on
and
the vent.
there's a big burly guy named French Fry, and he's got a plasma cutter thing.
I position myself
Angelo D'Angelo, D'Angelo.
That dang Jello.
It's pronounced Angelo D'Angelo. Okay, don't let the spelling fool you.
People are going to be confused
I'm
enough.
like anglicizing it by doing that.
God, I mean, I guess that's appropriate.
Well,
So there's like some sort of sign they use to say you're in on the conspiracy, right? Angelo D'Angelo. What's that? What do we say to let them know we're in on the gang? What are these guys using? Because they're the imposters. We don't know their signal.
A bark.
I mean, I think Groucho's got,
Got the ins.
he's got Angelo
I'm
under
a little-
control.
I'm a little confused. How are we getting past these guys?
Only 6 bulbs in a shilling.
How are we getting past them faster than they're getting through that door and to the ship?
We just got to get close enough to jab a syringe in their neck.
I was going to have Angelo distract them while I got the big guy with the syringe from the vent.
Seems like a good plan.
There's
And then I'm in the
there are
center
6
of
of them, right?
6 guys.
6 guys.
Oh, God. I feel like Piper Perry.
I mean, there's 7 of us. We could take them.
We can take them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a real gun.
I have this right here.
Microwave!
Did
Save
someone
me!
say guns? And Sid's chest cavity pops open, and out pops a blaster pistol and a second blaster pistol.
Excellent.
Are
This is what I
you
always hate
spending your
about
load on
Yeah,
that?
there's your load. Yeah, I'm as it were.
Load down.
Yeah.
So
well, I
anyways,
mean,
I started
Are those
blasting.
for you, Sid, or are you giving those to someone?
no, they're just popping out. Like they're just sort of pop out. He's not really that good at them. He doesn't really have standard fingers. So
All right, well, there's 2 blasters available. Who wants them?
I don't have thumbs.
Okay, microwave takes one. Also, Groucho, you're not nearby, so you're in the
Toss
vent.
it up into the vent.
I got something maybe. Okay, so this is one of the main doors between the prisoner area and the guard
Outer
area,
ring,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So presumably there's some sort of anti-personnel device, some form of suppression, maybe a shock trap or something, maybe a force field, some turrets. Could I trigger that in some way? Could we trigger that, but just on them?
Well,
Possibly.
Maybe.
now I say, are you aware that up there are some X-37 micro turret suppression systems?
All right. So, if such a thing existed, I would like to propose that I find an access point, a security panel. Given that we just passed a security outpost, there's some sort of connection, some sort of circuit running from that to the turrets that I could hack into, or not hack, but maybe rig to activate it. Because clearly they've stopped it in some way if they're not getting attacked by it. Maybe I could roll rig to activate it.
All right, so yeah, I'm willing to say that there might be like some kind of open security panel that they've, quickly hot wired nearby.
Oh,
And
so
then-
I could unhotwire it.
Sort of mid-wire it, maybe?
Yeah, maybe keep a little control over.
Lukewarm wire it.
Fire it a little.
Jury rig it.
It appears there is construction paper taped over this panel in lieu of a panel.
They just cut like
There's
one
just
wire,
a poster of
and
Rita
I'm
Hayworth.
just gonna hold the wires together.
This is quickly becoming Shawshank Redemption.
All right, can I roll? I'm gonna roll rig for that.
Okay, how many points do you have in rig?
I got two points in rig.
Okay. Anyone want to like help or anything?
Yeah,
or-
Brett
Okay.
takes his little back umbilical.
I like try
And,
to push you over, like let me just look at it, and you're like, no.
Wolf, do you have any tools for that?
But I'm
Do
gonna
I
help
have
you.
tools?
Backseat
yeah,
rigging.
sure. Let's
So
maybe
you've gotta-
say, let's say I've used a load for some,
Well, Brett just hands you his fine ship repair tools.
or that.
I probably
Word.
All right,
Yeah.
so I
Okay,
how
so
many,
roll 3 dice because microwave's helping you, and then also because you have the fine ship repair tools, this action will have potency, so it'll be more effective if you do it. Like you'll have like complete control over these turrets.
Aha! I got a 6, a 5, and a 1.
Yes.
All right, so that's
Did
a
it.
success.
Nice.
You have essentially, like I said, complete control over these turrets. They are, basically at your beck and call right now. They're not, they'll shoot what you want them to. They won't shoot what you don't want them to. Do you want them to just mow these dudes down, or what's the plan?
Yes.
Don't forget to save D'Angelo Jello.
Except for
Yes, the
D'Angelo.
individual we have not met. We should save him.
Angelo, what's the plangelo?
Angelo
Name the
D'Angelo, yeah.
character.
I'm just like connecting the two wires, just like every shot, like
I mean, maybe Groucho could tell Angelo
take down
to
one
jump
guy.
out of the way or something,
Angelo, here's the plangelo. Duck.
Play dead. Roll over.
These
You're gonna be
Turn
fine.
them on the door. Use them to blow a hole in the door so we can get through.
these
You want me to
turrets-
throw
well,
Angelo?
first, let's start with step one. The turrets, they pop out of like this like perfectly smooth panels in the ceiling, and the Scylla mob look up and they're like, "Oh fuck no! These are supposed to be turned off," and that's like the end of them more or less.
What an
Oh
epitaph.
no.
Angelo.
Um,
all right.
So the Scylla mob are no more, except for Angelo. He's fine. He got the warning. It's all good. So you approach the door and basically like there's this big old fusion welder cutter thing. It's just this big, huge, pretty unwieldy power torch that they're using to cut through this door here because it's a pretty thick door, and also the security systems are quite sophisticated. And you're like your card and thumb aren't enough here,
Right.
You know?
So this is where Brett Cryospanner, noted former scrapper and disassembler of ships, actually knows what the hell he's doing. And he straps on that arc welder thingamajig and just starts tearing that bad boy up.
All right.
So
I think that would be a what? Like a
rig?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I think that's another rig roll.
Rigmarole.
I was thinking it. I wasn't gonna say it.
Waka waka. Haha. Oh, that's a 5 and a 6.
All right.
It's when it's getting lucky.
I
I
know.
thought of something.
Look, it's our first mission. Things are just supposed to go well.
We hope.
I'll
It won't
show you the
last.
screenshots, man.
Don't talk to the
So-
dice. They can hear you.
So Brett just picks up where French Fry left off and
Fry, more like
start
it.
cutting through the door.
More like
It is
French
gonna-
fried. Yes, we all get it.
Yes, that is the joke that I went for. Yes.
It is going to take just a minute, though. And you can definitely tell that, like, there's a still heavy security presence in the area. And, like, the gunshots from the turrets may have drawn attention.
And that's when Brett shouts, "Oh God, the locusts! They're all angry crickets! Look out! Oh God, they're eating me!"
Oh no.
Is it time to release some of the
No,
additional...
no, Brett does not release the locusts.
Okay.
He's just getting all of the other people on the other side to not want to be there when it opens.
Can Groucho
The locusts are welding the door open.
The hive mind. They know. They want to be free.
You know, I would help this gambit by beating on the door that we presumably closed behind us like not idiots, and shouting much the same.
They've learned how to use tools.
Save yourselves.
All right.
You know what? Punch will fire a shot for good measure.
And then make a dramatic groaning sound like they're faking their own death.
Yes.
All right, so y'all do your best to sort of just buy as much time as you can, and Brett's able to cut through the door. The other side, like up till now, everything's been kind of like gray and utilitarian. The other side of the door is things are a little nicer. The walls are white. There's carpet. There's little tables with like plants, you know, and things like that. There's like you know, bathrooms regularly that are private. All these things that you take for granted until you don't have them. Everything seems kind of initially quiet out here. However, there's no clear path to the docking ring from here. Like, there's just kind of like hallways and shit all around you. And like doors that are like largely unmarked or are marked in ways that you don't understand. Like,
Can we find a terminal and hack a layout?
You could. Let's do it.
Only
That
minimal
sounds like a
terminal.
microwave action.
Can I open like a wall panel and try to see where the wires are running to see if there's a terminal somewhere?
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. I have a handy dandy screwdriver because I'm a mechanic.
Okay.
Yes.
I probably
Alright.
have that ship repair kit too. So I just open a wall panel and I start examining the wires and trying to see like where they're running to terminals and stuff. There should be like a hyper internet cable running around in there somewhere.
A Ethernet.
Yeah, hype Ethernet.
Ethernet.
All right, so a quick poke around in a wall panel indicates that probably a lot of these rooms around here are offices and have some kind of accessible, computer terminal.
Yes.
All right, let's go over to one of those.
An office, yeah. Can I get?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
A screwdriver, or do we have to have it?
We gotta find the docking.
Most of the doors are locked around here.
Well,
Man,
when you have a arc welder, everything looks like a sealed door.
Is there any way Groucho Barks can use the vents to kind of?
Oh, you just drop out
door for them.
Yeah, do that.
Press the door button.
Yeah. Okay, Groucho. Describe how you
Mission
pop
Impossible.
out the vents in one of these offices and then unlock the door for them.
All right, I push myself real low to the ground or low to the vent and start scooting along with my butt in the air until I get to a vent. And I look down and I see if there's a panel down there, or if it's open or not. And I pop the vent open with my paw, I guess. I don't have thumbs. I didn't think about this.
You do have a dew claw.
I do have a dew claw. I use the dew claw to unscrew. But I get that vent open somehow, and I pop down, look around, make sure that nobody's there. And then I reach up and I boop my snoot on the button, and it opens.
All right. So as you're trying to decide exactly what to do, an office door opens and there's Groucho wagging his tail happily. So there's a computer terminal here that would be used by probably someone doing accounting and possibly ordering and stuff.
I didn't know you worked here, Groucho.
I don't. Help me.
Sid, can you get in there and get a manifest or something?
I don't know what I'm doing in here. I don't know how I got here.
Well, you've performed admirably. 8 out of 10 stars. Excuse me.
It all started with that damn mailman. I should have never bit him.
As long as this story
That's how it all started?
That's how it all started. That's how I went down the dark path.
It's very rare that you start with big crimes, I suppose.
I got a 4 as my high on a hack roll. So Sid walks up and just plugs up to the computer while this story is going on, looking for manifests. A map, you are here.
New employee training guide.
You do eventually find a full map of the station, but it takes.
Here is where you would hook up a
time.
tugboat.
Unfortunately, while y'all are waiting in the hallway, approach these spherical drones with 8 legs.
Oh. They heard my tail
and
wag.
a gun turret on top. And they come they're really fast. They come scrambling in, and all the drones are just screaming, "Alert! Alert! You will be destroyed."
Groucho Marx scrambles. Or Groucho Barks.
Maybe we can bargain with them.
Sid looks up from the terminal. Hello, associates.
Oh no.
He means assassins.
So y'all are either entirely or mostly in this office, and some of you might be in the hallway otherwise. These security drones are swarming towards y'all.
I sick D'Angelo on him.
Have they seen us?
No.
Wait,
Oh,
they
they're very
seen
aware
us.
of you. They're 100%
Mhm.
they knew where you were before they got here, kind of thing.
All right.
I
So
I throw my box of crickets at them.
They'll
All
never
right,
see it. The robots will never anticipate that.
They're
You're
probably
right.
using like some sort of lidar or something. Big cloud of crickets. That they can't see through that if they're using any sort of
All
like
right, so
heat
Some sort of-
mapping.
Meaty particles.
the big
Yeah.
cloud of crickets doesn't seem like as distracting to the robots as it is to people. But you've bought yourself a tiny bit of extra time.
Just turn their windshield wipers on.
Angelo, get out of the crickets.
Oh God.
Okay, so did we figure out where the tugboat is?
Good question. I'm still typing.
Tugboat. I forgot it was a tugboat.
Yeah, where's the hitch? Where's the big ring you just hook onto on the other side of the station?
Yeah, yeah. Do we know
You
where
got-
that is?
You got a map of the station so you could get to the outer ring quickly, but you don't know where the tugboat is exactly.
Okay, I say we. I'm gonna throw my box at the drones and start running towards the outer ring, and say, "Come with me."
Is everyone taking off for the outer ring? Is that the plan?
Yeah, I feel like we're all splitting.
We gotta get there.
Did Sid get anything functional
A
for
map.
us? Like,
Yes, a map of the station.
right. Oh man. All right. Well, Sid's got to lead the way then.
I guess I guess I hop into D'Angelo's arms and run with you guys. I don't fucking know.
Yes. No. You have a. Yes. I love.
I become
you
like
have
a
Yeah,
puppy
man
that's
backpack at this
amazing.
point.
just carries you.
I'm hanging off his back like this.
So, okay.
Master Blaster runs the
Is
puppy
everyone,
pound.
is everyone following Sid or nah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, Sid, you lead the way and take off towards the outer ring. As you close in towards the outer, like the outer docking ring, you start to get the sense that like you're kind of getting surrounded by security personnel that are all moving in towards where you're headed at this point.
We're still being chased by those spiders, right?
Yeah, they're behind you, and like you see signs of like other security, drones and personnel and things like that, like moving around in hallways around and stuff. And like you get the sense that like you're being kind of boxed in by security to some extent as you approach the outer ring. But you do reach the outer ring. However, it is another very heavy door to the docking ring.
All right. So as we're running, Brett hands Punch like this really creepy looking umbilical cord with like a needle in it. It's like, all right, into my back it goes, man. Come on. Plug me in.
Punch is doing it. Punch is slapping
And
this thing in.
in his other hand, Brett has like a very long, almost spear-looking thing with the other end of that umbilical, and he throws that umbilical fine hacking rig into the surface of the spider drone and goes, "All right, you fucking freeloader, it's time to do some work for once."
Oh God.
Oh, this is exactly like Avatar when they got the ponytails.
Yeah, kind of.
It's gross. I love it.
Angelo, look
hate it.
away.
So you're gonna hack one of the spider drones?
Yeah. Now, I say, you little corporate drone, what kind of device do you believe those spiders are? It'll make things a little faster for me. Comes this like disembodied voice from a box on Brett's back.
Collaborates it.
Oh. Well, if it is Ulysses SBC, Grant.
So
yeah.
hacking roll?
And are there any devil's bargains you might have? I'm going to ask this every time I make that parasite do something for me.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. The devil's bargain is that the parasite learns enough about the security architecture of these drones to possibly take control of one again without Brett's knowledge or consent.
Yeah, I'll take that action.
You've got
All
some
right,
good action.
roll an extra die.
All right. So that's a 3d6 now, because I'm assuming that Sid is helping me out.
Oh my, yes. Let's go hackathon on Toyota hackathon.
Alrighty, that's a 4, a 1, and a 2.
Well, at least we made it up over the very minor
Mixed
hurdle of
success,
3.
baby.
Yeah.
I just covered.
So you
Angelo's
hacked
eyes
that
with
drone,
my
but you just hacked the one.
Right.
Well, one is
And,
half
like-
of them, or enough.
Also, it doesn't seem like you did a super competent job hacking it. Like, its functions are probably a little rudimentary. If you wanted to do something more sophisticated with it, may not be possible.
Dang.
All right, Janice, just make it look at the other one when it shoots. All right.
Oh, great. At least we're not paced so far.
So it's
That's
just going to fight some of the other security drones and buy you time?
How many
Yeah,
are there?
it's gonna push things off while we figure out how to get through this door.
Well, it's clearly not going to buy you a lot of time, so...
Can I
I'm
just
gonna
ask
go.
yeah.
All right. So, you
What
know
do you have in
that
mind?
security guard whose thumb that I bit off? So, I may have gotten out of solitary confinement by, and at the time,
Putting his
I
thumb in your
kinda wore
mouth?
him
You
out
said
a
that
little
already.
bit, and he forgot to guard his keys, so I took his keys and I fucked with the door a little bit.
This
And,
guy's
I have
ruined.
this thing where if I can fuck with the stuff a little bit, if I study them and I roll a critical, I can add some like simple modifications and stuff to it to maybe make it easier to open that door when we need it open.
like jamming.
Talk to me. It told me what to do.
You'd have to make a rig roll and get a critical
Okay. I guess I
to
probably
try to modify this door in advance.
should take a devil's bargain or something like that too. Does that add a die? It adds a die, right?
Yeah, or you could
Yeah.
push
Use the
yourself,
gambit. Let's use the gambit,
Oh,
or
right?
you could use the gambit. Yeah.
Gambit's pretty
Somebody
good.
assist her too.
Get an extra die for the gambit.
Is everyone okay with using the gambit? Because that's a
Yeah.
group resource.
This
Oh, I
feels
don't.
like
Yeah, this seems like Gambit Town.
Legit gambit.
Go for it.
All right.
All right.
A 5, a 3, and a 1.
That's not a critical.
No luck.
It's okay.
So
You're telling me if I draw the 2, 4, and 5 of hearts, I'll have a straight flush.
all I can really tell you that you got out of this is you tinkered with you wanted to try to modify the door system in a way that you could exploit later, but in the end you were only able to tinker with one of these models of doors briefly, and you don't really you don't have any particular control over the doors, but you kind of know how this door works.
It's all up in smoke now.
One stress for that.
Okay.
Just kidding.
Dang.
Is there inspiration dice in this game?
I mean, I'm inspired by this newfound love of doors and awareness of their function, so like, I'm ready to do this.
Can
Let's go
I
through this bad boy?
can I command D'Angelo to run down a random pathway with me, like in his arms or on his back, and just go, "Hey, over here! Come here, boys! Come on over! We're over here."
I mean, I don't think Angelo wants to die.
we're not gonna die. It's Angelo. Understand this. I'm on your back. You're carrying me. You're my friend.
Angelo, we're gonna live forever.
I'm not gonna let anything happen to you, Angelo. I may be the dog, but I won't let anything happen.
To the door
You,
panel. Open it.
I
Can we
don't know.
flash back
Do you
to
want
this
it?
budding romance between
Give him
Angelo
a
and
death
Groucho?
wish.
So we're close
Do you
to the
want
outer
to hack
ring.
the door? Do you want to break the door down? You've got a limited amount of time here. What are you doing?
Y'all
Well,
hack
not-
it.
Right?
All right, we tried it the easy way. Now I guess we got to try it the I have an arc welder way,
Go for it.
Wait, why can't someone just hack it?
We tried.
We tried and failed.
Yeah.
We don't understand this.
Well, no,
we just tried to make it easier to hack.
Oh.
Is there a way?
I'm gonna grab somebody's blaster and start shooting the drones.
Is there a way that I
Arm.
can
hack it?
Is there a way that I can attract the drones like to attack me and then like jump out of the way of the fucking blasters or whatever
This-
so that
this
it
seems
hits
like
the
a-
door?
Bad time to start
Yeah.
splitting up.
Yeah.
Why?
Just
why
in
don't-
general, we're right at the end
Time to
here.
open the door.
Oh, yeah, we just have to open the door. So why don't
I wasn't splitting up. I was just gonna get out of the way.
Sid pulls out a memento of a past encounter, which is it is someone on the ship's it's the password to get through this door, which I mean ultimately. So here's the flashback. Sid walks up to one of the guys that asks for his dog's name and his favorite number. And it turns out if you put those together, it is this guy's password for all things. And in exchange, and as part of participating in this survey, of course, you receive a luxury item, which is a gift card. And it sort of pops out of a slot on Sid's chest, and the guard is given that in exchange for telling Sid his dog's name and his favorite number, which then is his password, which will give me, I'm going to hope, gunning for an extra die on the hack roll if you don't want to just give me the door for that. But I might have killed Punch.
So what is the password?
What's his dog's name and his favorite number?
Which is?
Groucho Box.
I don't feel like
5.
I have time to explain things that
Groucho
we have
69.
gone over in
I
episode
was looking
0.
for reference.
It's Hunter 12, obviously.
Yeah.
Grouch
Everyone
D'Angelo,
knows the best
69.
name for a dog in space, what that clearly would be,
Hunter.
and the best number. So they
Yeah,
put that
Hunter
together in
and the
their
best
heads.
numbers too.
12, the
Hunter
sex
2.
number.
He knows how I like to do
no,
it.
12 is the weed number.
57.
I was gonna
Then
say
you'll
you're
get
getting
your
mixed up here.
Space weed.
Yeah, space weed. The space weed number is 12.
Right.
It's Mecha Bob Marley's birthday.
Oh shit, 12.
High noon.
Time to do some spice.
So you enter Hunter 12 into the terminal, and sure enough, the door opens. Sid, that's gonna be too stressed though.
Sure. That's fine. That's very fair. I mean, I popped a gift card out of my chest. That's gotta hurt a little bit. Maybe it feel good.
Do you feel more empty inside than usual?
Nothing can make me feel more empty inside. I think you know that, Punch.
All right.
Yeah, we've covered that ground a lot.
All right, let's release the rest of the locusts and get through.
God, don't let him touch me.
You gonna leave the rest of your crickets on the other side of the door here?
Yeah.
No,
No,
let's
those
leave
crickets
2
might
boxes.
come in
Let's
handy.
keep 2 boxes.
Yeah,
I mean, we're getting onto a fully equipped ship. I don't feel like we need them.
We might need to sabotage one more time before we get out of here.
Well, this is only
So
half
we're
the
leaving
problem.
3 boxes, 2 boxes of crickets there. Yeah, 2
A
boxes.
box of crickets has a lot of uses.
So-
We can
So are we almost to the ship then?
There may be several hundred meters of
Okay,
corridor
so
that are
I'm
not
going to
occupied with
leave
locusts.
this part up to chance. It's time for a fortune roll.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Is the ship nearby? Let's find out. It's
What did I
not. It's on like the other side. You realize this as soon as you get out here because the towing barge is pretty big and you don't see it at all. And there's
Angelo.
like windows all around. This is actually kind of cool though because you haven't seen like space in a while. So you know there's windows all around the outside of the docking ring. And you can see stuff, and you don't see the towing barge anywhere. So it's clearly very far from wherever you are, somewhere around the docking ring.
I
Nice.
turned to D'Angelo real quick. What the fuck were you guys doing opening that fucking door?
All right.
Clearly, they lied to us.
Angela's like, good doggy.
But
I'm gonna bite your face off in a minute.
Okay,
So-
can we shut and
Good
sabotage
boy,
this door
isn't
and then
it?
run?
So this hallway, the docking hallway, we're clearly on the outer ring of this like large toroidal, maybe top-shaped structure.
Yeah.
Now everything now connects to itself, right? It's like one giant LA terminal, LAX,
Yeah, it's
like
one
all the way
big-
around. 80s arcade
There's
carpet.
a couple of like smaller like transport shuttles attached to this side that you can see, where like they were unloading prisoners earlier it looks like, and they just haven't taken the shuttles back yet. But these shuttles are very small and not like they couldn't get you very far.
But they could get us
I'd like the
around,
flashback.
right?
I'd like the flashback to when Brett was being processed
And then
into the
yeah.
Oh,
facility.
no.
I take the syringe
Brett,
in my
tell
mouth
us about the
and
day that you were the judge. Gavel comes down, guilty, space gavel.
Yeah,
not
yeah. Neo
a
gavels.
civilian.
Please show some respect for the process.
It's it's made out of ultra titanium and has lasers that shoot out of it when it comes down. It's like pew 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 pew. Guilty.
So the trial of
And you're-
Brett Cryospanner and JL45974M3 was actually kind of notorious because it involved some very ancient tort law involving double jeopardy and the fact that the parasite was the one who had attempted to launch nuclear weaponry against a Mercury stronghold. But Brett himself was honestly innocent. And so the laws wherein a man and a woman can't be forced to testify against one another if they're married was actually tried to be invoked by the public defender that Brett was able to afford. It went poorly, but the defense attorney did try and argue that Brett couldn't be put into this prison because he had only committed minor misdemeanors of scrapping abandoned vessels instead of trying to commit thermonuclear war. And so as a compromise, Brett was placed into this prison and not a high security one right out the bat. But that's kind of unimportant right now. What's important is the fact that when Brett was being put into this station, they had a security monorail for transporting prisoners from the docking stations into the inner rings.
That's right. Yeah.
And so Brett isn't great at critical thinking, but he's amazing at memorizing things. So he knows what that map of the trams looks like. And he knows that about like a quarter of a mile away, there is an entrance into those security monorails, which will let us just circumvent this entire scenario and get to the other side of the ring real quick.
All right, Brett. That's a no stress flashback because I just really liked it.
That was
And also because it makes sense for your character and didn't ask a lot of the universe. So yes. So Brett remembers that there's a security train that a security monorail that y'all can take to get to the other side of the docking ring relatively quickly.
Is there an airlock somewhere nearby?
There
You gotta
are
space
airlocks
yourself.
around here.
Okay. I'm going to jam that syringe into D'Angelo's neck, and then I'm going to take him to the airlock
No!
because he's useless.
Are you kidding?
No
D'Angelo's
witnesses.
great. D'Angelo speaks a second language. Ping pong.
I am airlocking this. There's no vote here. He's
No.
sus as F.
D'Angelo about
Okay.
fettuccine one more time.
Um,
No!
At least throw him to the spiders.
so
Fine,
yeah,
go to the
y'all are-
spiders. I don't
Brett's
care.
telling everybody about the security monorail, and y'all are deciding what to do. And you look around, and you're like, "Where's Angelo? Wait, where's Groucho?" But then Groucho comes walking over from somewhere, just wagging his tail, acting like everything's normal, and you're like, "Oh, there's Groucho. I guess Angelo's whatever."
Off doing his own thing.
I'm on a secret mission. Don't worry about it.
So Punch has we're at a hangar. Punch flies things. This is the whole point of Punch. Believe it or not, it's not punching. It's a weird misnomer. And at this point, we've got these small shuttles that are around, right? Do we have anything fancier than that, or is it just shuttles? There's no exos, nothing like that.
No. These
We have that
shuttles
partially
are
hacked
just,
spider, but that's it.
there are some like armed security craft, but none of them are docked nearby. And
Wait,
these
right,
shuttles
we
are
can ride the
just
rail.
meant to get. These shuttles are just meant to get shit from here to like bigger security stations and back. And like they're very small, and space is big, and there's not a lot of shit nearby. So that's like that's the idea of these shuttles.
All right, well, Punch will catch up, everybody, and salutes you as they go over the car safety rail towards the ships.
Just making this
I would like
clear.
to
Thank you.
attempt to
Yeah.
commandeer one.
All right, so at this point, like this outer docking ring isn't super busy, but like this kind of commotion definitely attracts like a large security presence. And so security is approaching, and like basically like they're not asking a ton of questions at this point, like they're pulling out blasters. So are you all gonna like hustle to try to like get into this shuttle with Punch, or are some of you gonna like scatter to other directions? What's the plan?
I'm getting in the shuttle.
Yeah, I think we.
Join
I guess we're going to the shuttle.
All right.
I thought we were going
point
to
to
get in
the
the
airlock.
monorail, but okay.
I point
I
to
would
the
like
airlock.
to.
Punch
I would like
changed
to
the
reason with the
plan.
devil. I'm assured that there's a pilot like on this thing. I doubt they're just leaving shuttles laying around during a prison break attempt. And I would like to just tell him we're leaving and roll diplomacy.
I think this is more of a command situation.
Can I help with that?
I
Like a
mean,
growling
A
dog.
guy
it's-
comes up and says, "We're leaving," and then a dog barks at him. and like,
well,
"Oh, I
reason
guess
with
we're
the
going."
devil. You can attempt diplomacy in situations where it
Hey,
would normally be
Hey, while
completely
these guys are
impossible.
Yes, but I'm
distracting this guy by
describing what
talking to him,
dice to
can I
roll.
just jump in and stab him with the syringe?
I mean, yeah, I can roll command if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think that would be the one here.
All right, is it now? It says roll plus 1 dice. So is it 2 dice or 1 dice? Because I do have a point in command.
2 dice.
2 dice. All right. All right, and I've got a whole crew that's like falling in with me. Is there a
You
devil's bargain here?
You want help with that or no?
The devil's bargain is that this shuttle is just crammed to the gills with cabbage.
With cabbage?
Just
I haven't
full
seen
of fucking
regular
cabbage.
plants in years.
You,
at this
I
you
will
point.
take
barely,
it.
you barely have enough room to stand.
I will take it. I'm looking to diversion. So let's go with it.
All right, so y'all are crammed in with boxes of cabbage. You barely have enough room to stand. It doesn't
Throw our
seem-
last-
green
let's leave
vegetable
our
in
last
years.
boxes and open them up.
I have rolled a 3-5-4. Do I get control of this vessel from its pilot?
He seems willing, but not super into this whole situation. I would keep an eye on him, maybe. So does everyone agree with Lana's suggestion to leave the final boxes of crickets as a distraction as you take off in the
Wait,
shuttle?
no, I think I used my
Yes.
crickets.
I'll dump mine. I don't need any crickets. We're good.
All
I have
right,
spaceship
the final
now.
I feel
boxes
like we
of
should keep the
crickets.
crickets, but
I do give the crickets 1 box of cabbages, though. It seems only fair.
Sure.
Also,
Final
I'm gonna
boxes and 1 box of cabbage are thrown off the shuttle as you all cram into this small shuttle full of cabbage
goodbye,
And,
little buddies.
and take the pilot hostage and take off.
I'm sedating the pilot.
Oh
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm trying to get us on board
I'm
the
not taking
tug.
chances.
So.
We can tie him up, but he can get out. Let's see him get out of the sedation.
Can one of us?
Are you gonna
pilot it?
sedate him like to the point where he's knocked out, or just to where he's compliant?
Compliant. Yeah, I'm gonna use like
Okay.
a half dose.
Are you getting them
It's not-
dead or high? Your call.
All right.
It's not
Lana,
sedated driving. It's buzz driving.
How are you administering the sedatives? And probably it'll be a doctor roll. Although I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll be
Oh,
sway
no.
or scrap, depending on how you want to do this.
I'm just gonna walk up to him and brandish it and be like, "Are you gonna hold still?" Because there's a lot of us.
I angle myself underneath him.
Look, here's the facts. Either you say that they overpowered you and drugged you, or we actually have to beat you up.
This feels like command. This feels like a threat.
Okay, I have nothing in command.
Okay. If you're still willing to do it as a command, you will get 1 experience for this.
Yeah.
Also, people can try to provide some bonus dice.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it.
I will provide bonus dice.
Okay, Groucho assists. So that's 1 stress for Groucho for a die. You can also push yourself for 2 stress or take a devil's bargain.
Oh! I'm gonna use the I'm a doctor, not a blank ability, and use my doctor roll for this.
I'm gonna say you have to say the line. Like,
Okay,
Yeah.
that
I'm a
rule-
doctor, not
that
an
rule
intimidator.
that rule says you gotta explain what bit of knowledge you're using and how you got it.
Yeah, I'm used
Through
to
your life
dealing with
as a
recalcitrant patients, and I'm explaining what's going to happen, whether they like it or not, because it's good for them.
Okay. All right. So instead of this desperate command roll, it's a doctor roll now, and Groucho helps. So you got 3 dice.
Excellent. Wait, where's my dice roller thingy? Here it is.
as the syringe course, as the poison courses through your veins, you'll begin to feel your nerves tighten.
I
2, 4,
position
4.
myself between Amy's legs and just look up at him. Look at his crotch for a second.
Between Amy's
Look up at
legs,
him
huh?
again.
God, horrifying.
What's that dog planning on doing?
All right. So the pilot is kind of like starting to get slightly loopy. Where are y'all taking this shuttle?
We're gonna attempt to dock with the tug.
Okay.
So any sort of like extra ports it has, or we're looking for an opening.
Some docking ports. So you start pulling the shuttle around the station to the far side. There's the tugboat. The security ships don't immediately take notice of a shuttle kind of just moving around a little, But the tugboat does, as you approach, send a transmission. Shuttle, what is your purpose?
I got this.
Oh,
We have some cabbages which need to be moved off for sale to the Venusian colony.
Wow.
You want to roll like sway?
Yeah, I guess that would be sway, wouldn't it? And Sid, do you want to real quick send an update to their manifest saying that they do in fact have to receive these cabbages?
Why, yes, of course. Cabbages are an important part of every diet, even those of a tugboat captain. And I will attempt to aid with
They prevent scurvy.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone knows that
Yes,
scurvy
vitamin
is a serious
the C
concern.
in cabbage stands for vitamin C.
I sit up in the pilot seat
Cabbages.
like I'm
Call it
driving.
cabbage for sure.
Is this a desperate Nah, this is just rolling 2d6, right? Yeah, because I got Sid's help. A 5 and a 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna switch to internet dice rolling.
It's faster.
But real dice
The
just
tugboat captain seems a little confused, but lets you on board. The only problem is as you're like trying to close out the interaction with the tugboat captain, the increasingly fucked up pilot presses the talk button and is just like, "Hey, captain!"
Why did we sedate him before he got us?
And he does this kind of like as you're sort of like docking and trying to like close the comms line.
Can I just like swirl around and whack the guy in the head as hard as I can?
I wouldn't pay that any mind. We just have a guy who's gotten legally messed up on
Awesome.
algae vodka.
Very good.
Okay, Microwave's just gonna punch this guy.
I would like to assist by biting him
All
in the
right,
dick.
the captain is knocked out. Or the pilot, I mean. The pilot is knocked out.
Oh no! Awesome. We've made it aboard the tug, but this is only
these
half the
final docking
operation.
procedures are all automatic these days.
It is deeply unfulfilling.
But you get the feeling that the tugboat captain was already kind of suspicious of this cabbage nonsense, and that the hey captain probably didn't win you any favors in terms of how you're going to be received when this door opens.
I'm gonna go ahead and give him a dose of barbiturate.
He's knocked
I'll
out.
give him there.
Yeah, now he's definitely knocked out.
I mean, just being knocked out from a punch. Sometimes people recover from that in just a few minutes. But if
Oh, I see. You want to murder him.
He's definitely not waking up for a while.
Then Groucho Barks drags the body off to the airlock again and releases it out the airlock.
I feel
What is
like
with you and airlocks?
let's not murder people. I'm going to
was
stop the dog.
Why is the dog the most homicidal one?
I mean, you guys brought me into this life. I'm just enjoying myself.
No, bad
You
dog.
only live 1/7 of the normal lifespan of a human being.
I'm just gonna press this airlock button.
Great, now we're down to like 30 boxes of cabbages because 2 of them got sucked out.
How is any side character going to become a beloved longtime player character if Groucho Barks fucking space them?
I mean,
Yeah, I was
you
already
shouldn't
drawing
trust the
up
dog.
Angelo D'Angelo's shirts.
I know. I was so
merchandise
excited.
All right, so where do we stand? We've got the captain sedated.
I think
Let's
got the
get
captain
to the
sedated.
control room and get the hell out of here.
One of us is still dressed very clearly as a security guard. Everybody else is still dressed as prisoners. One person's a dog. Captain.
Fashion. I want
Does
to
the
fashion
captain have a blaster or
out
anything?
of cabbage.
I am wearing clothes. And Sid tears his prison uniform off to reveal his sleek, shiny plastic frame.
See,
So
this was a good
basically,
idea.
this shuttle is just like a little space truck. At the front is a piloting station, and then it's storage all the way back. And then there's like a little bathroom and like a very small like nook.
One bathroom.
One bathroom, yes, one toilet,
Marks immediately inhabits it.
and also like there's a really small nook. This is the bathroom and this little nook are just behind the piloting area. Where there's like a table and a chair and like a little bit of like cabinetry and food preparation stuff. But it's all crammed into this very tiny space for just
Wait,
like
is this
one
the
person
shuttle or
to
the
sit
tug?
there and make this is the shuttle.
Okay.
And then storage all the way back, and then the docking port for the shuttle is at the very back. And that's what's connected to the tugboat now. Basically, at this point, you can open this door at any time, but you've got to assume there's going to be people to receive you on the other side.
But just
All
say
right.
we
Just
relieve
locked
the
in.
pilot. We relieve the pilot anyway.
This is why we should have kept the insects.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Oh,
I guess. Like, there's only so long we can hide on board of a
Yeah.
ship. Like, There's a certain point where we're just doing this gambit.
Only
Like,
so
this is
long
just
you
where
can
we are
hide
now.
behind boxes of crickets.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
gotta face your problems yourself.
Groucho Marx picks up a shank. Let's go.
All right, everybody grab a box of cabbages.
Oh, God, are we releasing agitated cabbages now?
I guess.
Start shaking the cabbages.
God, he's not using the noise.
Okay, wait, hold on. Here's a plan.
All
Here's a
right.
plan.
What's your
We
plan?
have Brett, who is in a uniform, come out to meet them, and he tells them, "Oh yeah, it's just me with the cabbages. Here's all the cabbages. Everyone else is hiding in the cabbages." When the guys like, they probably have like pallets, hover pallets. We just hide in
true.
the
That is
pallets.
true.
They take the pallets out. They put them in the tugboat's cargo bay. We come out of that, like, in an hour or so. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, how many are there on this crew?
1,
I mean,
2, 3, 4,
on the
5, 6,
tugboat?
7.
On the tug or on their ship? Because their ship is moving
On
a
the
space
tug.
station out of the way of an asteroid. It is a large ship, enough to have an infinitely recurring and rotating cast as we drop new characters. So very many.
So how do we get to be at
we
captain?
gotta get to the control room.
I mean, Punch is just gonna go with a solid "happy to be aboard, sir." I'm
Yep.
just waiting for everybody else to figure out what their line is.
Yeah,
I feel like
everyone,
we're all on our own for this one.
everyone, do your best cabbage impression.
Okay, I climb in with the cabbages.
Yeah, I guess we'll jump into the box of cabbage.
Somebody hand me a gun. I need it in my mouth.
I'd like to help arrange the cabbages so that everyone can hide in them. Perhaps do some sort of skulk roll for that.
I'll use my tongue as the trigger puller.
Oh,
Also,
God.
I mean, if you want to overrun this ship, you could always flash back to something like, making a deal with some more prisoners or something like that. I mean, you have options.
let's do a flashback. I'll do a flashback. So we need some help, right? At some point during this mission, well, first of all, we need more people to run the ship, right?
Right.
So we've got to have a bunch of people that are just waiting for a signal and get by the airlocks for this ship, and we'll let them in as fast as we can and as many as we can, right?
So we got to release all of them. Okay.
Just looking for space drifters to join our cause in the moment.
So we've
Attached
just
to,
had a whole bunch of prisoners just following us this whole
Well,
time.
Well, not following us. They're
For a
just
Yeah, no,
they're
this
just
would be
they're
something.
making their
this-
own way to the airlocks, or airlocks that connect this ship to the main ship.
Yeah, Lana's just saying we've been planning this for a while, obviously. So Lana's just saying they've been gaining support to get us a crew, basically.
Well, I mean, the Scylla group had like a multi-group,
Yeah.
thing going on. Maybe you also had a second group that was just waiting to help you take over the ship. Is I think the implication here.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's like when you hear this, make your way to the air or to the tugboat by any
You
means
want
necessary.
freedom, exploration.
Don't go to the airlock.
Or,
Don't
yeah,
go to the airlock.
or
Yeah,
make your way to
don't
the
get
tugboat.
spaced by
Yeah,
the dog.
yeah.
Hello, fellow prisoners, for an opportunity to see space up close.
by the dog.
If the dog is just sitting there happily wagging its tail by the airlock,
Run.
don't
Do not
near
trust
it.
that airlock dog.
Look, nature abhors a vacuum, but this dog,
Dog
Yeah,
loves the
me.
vacuum. Okay, so is everyone cool with that plan of like, there's a second group of prisoners just waiting for a signal to help you overrun the ship?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a good
Sure.
assist.
The apple bottom boys.
Okay. So Lana,
And we can say
describe.
the signal was the locusts.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, you've already described enough. That's fine. Lana, just take a. We'll just say 1 stress for this.
Can do.
That you've been talking amongst the the people, finding the right people and getting some people ready specifically for this part of the plan. And at this point, they've made their own way to the, the outer reaches of the station to join you. And you just need to get to, like, from where you are, you're docked on like the side of the tugboat. You need to get to the back of the tug where it's docked with the station itself. Open those doors. And, at that point, the ship is yours. That's your final step now.
All right, so we gotta stall for time then,
Okay.
or give a signal, I suppose.
Well, you got to get to the other end of the tugboat.
The tugboat.
Cabbages are ready for a receipt.
Serum.
I hop in one of the cabbage patches.
Hey Lana, is there any way we can gas the ship and then refilter it and get through it?
I'm going to spend my load on a deluxe, like 2-load med kit.
Okay.
Let's see here. I don't think there's any way to do that without doing it to ourselves.
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe I
be
can
fine.
Flashback to bringing some gas masks.
It'll be fine.
No.
But
Well,
I'm gonna. I say we just run to the back and lock every door behind us.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Sure,
Make a
the old Ganymede
cannonball
gallop.
run to the back of the tugboat.
Plus the med kit, huh?
Cannonball run to the back of the tugboat.
Yeah.
Cannonball.
Are y'all for it?
Sure.
Punch is gonna stay with the shuttle for now, and just sort of attempt to buy diplomatic time. With maybe a stirring speech of some kind, some sort of haven't you all wanted freedom, sought it through any means necessary before, including break a couple of laws here and there, just one or two space laws. What are space
So
laws?
is this how you're greeting like the tugboat crew members that are meeting you? Is it what are you doing?
Yeah. While everybody else scrambles, Punch is gonna just attempt to like spew a line of bullshit, just in general.
Okay.
Can I spend the last of my load on a big pipe wrench?
Sure.
You've just been lugging that around the entire time without using it.
Punch, give us a sway.
Like useless for anything that's
A
actually
sway.
in on the spaceship.
Yeah, so like the door of the airlock opens and you step forward and try to like talk these like three working crew, that are here to unload shit from the tugboat into just letting you by, basically.
Now, does this count as a desperate diplomatic attempt?
It's only desperate if you don't have any points in it, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right, that's 2 dice then.
This is
Oh,
stupid
no.
as shit. So
Hell yeah. A 1 and a 5.
okay. So like you buy enough time for the rest of these guys to get past these people, because again, these aren't like security. These are like, dock
People that
workers.
actually.
Yeah.
But one of them does pull an
Hey, I'm
alarm
spacing
lever.
here.
He's like, he's kind of like the three of them are kind of listening to you, and they're kind of like, like you think you might be winning them over, but then you notice that the one that's furthest to the back is just slowly reaching and then grabs this alarm lever, and you notice it, and you're like, oh shit.
Oh no. All right.
I yelled, "Get him!"
Punch him in the dick.
Yeah, let's just dogpile these guys.
I mean,
Give me the
dog
sound
Only
pile.
crash it.
Fine.
Pile. As long as we don't throw them out an airlock.
I mean, y'all can also just run past during the distract moment if you want, or you can
That was the idea.
beat them
Yeah,
up.
Brett ran the moment that speech started.
Okay, so Brett takes off. Is anybody else just running?
Yeah, I'll
Um,
just run.
Okay.
Let's get to the back as fast as we can.
I think I'm going to be waiting there at the door
Okay.
for Punch.
Sid,
and-
are you with the runners or the punchers?
I'm going to stand with Punch because I think the story. I don't really understand the subterfuge going on. I'm like, oh, we're going to convince them to join us. What a good idea.
Sid always sticks with punch. It's a
Keith,
good
are
time.
you running or punching?
Who? What?
Keith, are you running or
Oh,
punching?
me.
Brett and Lana are
Um,
running to get to the the back of the tugboat. The
I don't
rest
really
of the crew
understand
is.
either of these plans, so I'm gonna stay and punch.
And by punch, you
Alright,
mean
Brett,
talk and
Lana.
not punch.
You take
Oh, I
off.
thought we were punching. No, I'll stay and
Everybody
talk.
else,
Love talking.
you start
Nope,
punching
nope.
it out with the dock workers. You're tired of talking.
I'm actually I'm just by the door, by the way. I'm by the door waiting
hold
to
on.
shut it.
Do you want to lead the charge of the attack with your scrap? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
let's
Does
roll
anyone want to?
punch.
Does anyone want to assist with the punching?
Assist me with punching.
Wait, are we
please.
punching or is punch talking?
No, punch already
we were
talked.
talking. Yeah, we
No
got
more
we got a
talk.
surprise
Now
round.
punching.
Yeah, we're not as good as we're gonna get.
Deca guy though.
Does anyone want to assist microwave?
Help me punch.
Yeah, that's what I'm helping with.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, Brett, you ran off.
Okay, never mind.
Microwave is okay. Yeah, punching. Yeah, punch is gonna help you punch.
Or
Absolutely.
So punch.
I'm gonna
in
help
one
punching.
stress. You've got
In the name.
Absolutely. I mean, I assume we're trying to just like hold them down rather than
What'd you
murder them,
get?
right? Right.
Okay, so she rolled a big fail.
3 and 2, 1.
Um,
You slip on a cabbage leaf.
all right, so microwave and punch, both of you take like a one harm injury. You're both bruised. So microwave and punch
no.
run in, and they just start getting the shit beaten out of them by the dock workers. Sid, Teeth, Groucho, you see that these burly, these kids who work on the tugboat and just unload shit all day. It turns out the men and women who do that are very strong, and they're just beating the shit out of Punch and Microwave at the moment. What do the three of you do?
While getting the absolute hell beat out of him, Punch goes, "What are you waiting for? Go!"
Oh, we should leave. That's a good idea.
Yes.
I'm
I
just gonna
go with
continue.
Sid. We leave.
All right, Sid and Teeth
Making our way out of it.
are following after Brett and Lana. Groucho, what about you?
I'm just gonna stand by the door with my paw next to the button to like open or
Groucho's
shut the
just hoping
door.
someone wanders to the airlock. Okay.
Just this big pile of cabbage leaves right there. He's hoping somebody slips. It's a classic thing.
Punch is
Guys,
full fetal
it was
position, just
intentional.
trying to like get these dock workers to stop. Like, quit it! Like, come on. We just want off the boat.
all right, Brett
we
and
brought you
Lana.
cabbages and crickets, I guess.
You reach as you're like running to the back of the tug. The layout is relatively straightforward, but you have to kind of like double back up just a little bit here and there through some of the hallways, and eventually you run into another security grate is brought down, and there's two security guards standing in front of it with weapons. As you like peek around a hallway, they don't immediately see you. You like pull back, and you have to, probably get around them somehow to get further.
Okay. Got this one. I'm going to take 2 syringes from the med kit, whatever will knock them out the most, and I'm going to take my top off.
Okay.
And I'm going to hold the syringes behind my back and walk out from behind the corner.
Titty.
I guess that's consort.
I've seen
Yeah,
movies.
I got a dot in there.
Proper story without titties.
Yeah, this is
Great.
some
Can
consorting, I
Groucho
think.
help with this?
All right,
by
you attempt
whistling?
to consort with the
They beat on the table like a
With the
Tex Avery
guards.
guy.
you got
Hey
one
there,
of those-
fellas.
Actually, wait, can I do this as a doctor thing?
No,
His eyes get really long and come out.
And
comically.
like,
Oh, we did a lot of fucking, so I know how to show my titties.
God.
Teeth
Sorry.
just
Yeah,
like
I've been
slowly
harassed by,
turns
like-
entirely
like
red and then
hundreds of senile
explodes like a
patients.
boiler.
I know what men like.
I think
Yeah, I
it's just-
mean, you can spend the stress, push yourself, and do it. Yeah.
push them titties out.
I want that extra dice.
Okay. All right.
This
Um,
has to work.
I feel like
So-
there should be at least 2 dice.
Normally, I would require you to explain it, but I think we all understand this med school classic. Uh,
Aren't I
so yeah,
assisting
you
as
can
well?
roll doctor in place
Oh.
of your. You take 2 stress though.
Wait,
Okay,
aren't I assisting
That's
as
a
well?
4 and a 3.
Okay. So you're totally successful in your distraction. And Brett, sure enough, you just hear the sound of bodies hitting the floor. You turn the corner. Lana's already got her top back on. She's just standing there like nothing ever happened. But Lana, you kind of forgot one step. You didn't have him raise the security gate.
Oh shit. Well,
So what are we
is it,
doing?
is it
Like
a
big
thumb
ring of
scanner?
keys on the belt in
In the
space?
meantime, Sid and Teeth, y'all catch up. And you also round the corner for Lana just standing there looking smugly satisfied with some
Oh,
empty
they're
syringes in her hand.
Okay. So there's a security gate now.
Yeah.
Will someone
Okay.
be by to open the gate soon? Are we waiting for them?
You know, maybe we could open that gate. I got, in a lot of ways, a gate is like a slot machine, right? And if there's
Explain
one
this
thing
better.
I know, it's slot machines.
It's how you pull things.
I'd like to try to open the gate.
Okay.
You're gonna put a coin in there?
Amazing.
Just gonna rattle it, just like it's like pinball.
I feel like
right?
that's a genuine Sid line.
So
rig. Can I use rig?
yeah. Rig.
What is a high security prison than just, an incredibly elaborate slot machine?
You know,
What is a high security prison if not just a very bad casino?
What is
It's very
crime?
successful
Not
at keeping people
gambling.
from leaving.
Well, if we're not careful, this high security prison is going to be crushed by that rock over there.
Oh right,
It
yeah.
points at the asteroid.
Oh, yeah. That's a thing, isn't it?
all right. So this is a big old security gate. I have 2 points. I'm just gonna roll 2.
Yep.
Oh wait, shit.
I would almost.
6 and a 2.
Hey.
That's fine. This is great.
Yeah. 6 is good. You jam a poker chip, a digital poker chip,
A Bitcoin.
into one of the sockets in the security panel, and you've pretty much broken this security panel, but somehow it does open the gate.
Well done.
Fantastic.
And y'all take off down the hallway, and you make it to the final airlock. You open the door, and a group of fellow prisoners rushes on board, and it's within a few moments you've taken the ship. You've done it. That's the end of the session, folks. You stole a ship.
Free.
We've
It's a
solved a
transport
space
tugboat.
prison adventure.
Yeah, we will do loot and things like that, and all the various resolutions, and then do downtime and figure out what your next mission is after in the next session. But before we go, let's really quickly figure out who earned experience. So if you look at your character sheet, no one did any desperate rolls. Let's already just
Oh, I thought I did
mark
the-
that when it happens.
I thought I did a desperate diplomacy.
Oh wait, you did do one desperate. Yes,
Did it work?
take 1 XP for that, Punch.
Yes.
And just to remind everyone, you have multiple XP tracks in this game, so you can advance your playbook for new special abilities, which is the playbook advancement. track, or you can put XP into one of your attributes like Insight, Prowess, and Resolve. They have a little track of boxes next to them as well, and that's to mark experience. So as you get experience, you can just write down I have so many experience if you don't want to decide right this second, but you need to eventually fill it into one of these places to either advance your stats or advance in having new special abilities. Yay!
So you basically have
So,
to fill in
all right,
all
so-
the boxes on Resolve to upgrade achievements.
Punch.
Yes.
You. Let's see. You're the special boy.
Yeah, I have the.
Okay, you gain
little
XP when you address a challenge with intuition or empathy. Do you think you did that?
I don't think so this time. No.
Okay.
Tried to talk people out of stuff, but I don't think that counts.
You gain XP when you express your belief, drives, heritage, or background. Do you think you did that?
I am trying to play the don't murder people military boy, so I would like to think so. I got beat up at least once.
That
Okay.
was funny.
Well, I will, especially because it's the first session. I will begrudgingly give you one for that. Did you struggle
on it.
with issues from your vice or trauma this session?
No, did not.
Okay. Brett,
All right. I did not roll a desperate action.
correct.
Addressed a tough challenge with technical skill or ingenuity. I would say that I did that multiple times. With
Okay.
all of my hack in and throwing that umbilical cord thing.
Yeah, I
spider.
think that's worth 2 experience. You definitely played to your character's strengths in that way. What about beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? You think you did that?
I think since I was the guy doing all like the scrapping, and I am like a former scrapper, I think you could make an argument that I did that once. Or just all of my like I'm the unwilling prisoner.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like double jeopardied into this.
Okay. I'll give you
do-
1 for that. I don't think you struggled with your vice.
I don't
or
think so
trauma,
either.
so that's 3 for you. Groucho, you're a speaker. You did you address a tough challenge with deception or influence? I think you did.
A couple times.
Yeah.
I don't really know how many times. I'm trying to think. I guess with the riot at the beginning.
When you lied to that guy and told him you were,
Yeah, when you-
were his
when you
friend and then
Lied
spaced
to
him.
Angelo. I think that was the most, and then you killed him.
Yeah,
That was-
murder, absolutely destroyed.
Oh, how much is that?
Because-
I don't even.
I don't
Because you
know.
were
I don't know
bored
that
with
you really had
them.
another one
Groucho,
beside
you
that, but I'll
monster.
give you 1 experience for that. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background? You did murder some people unnecessarily. I think that
Yeah.
you really didn't have to do that, and that was you.
Yeah.
You said that this is what you know Groucho does for fun. I might be willing to give you an
Have to do
experience for
that.
that, to be honest.
It was really unnecessary. It's true. Like it was no reason to kill those people.
I'm going to make a shrine to Angelo D'Angelo here in my bedroom.
And then struggled with vice. I mean, the only time I really struggled with it was when I realized that Mole was the one, or not Mole. What's your fucking character's name? Teeth.
Teeth.
When I realized that Teeth was the one that had been taxing my cigars this entire fucking time.
I don't think I'll give that one quite, but I will give you two experience for this session. One for addressing challenges, and one for expressing your beliefs, which is murder people.
I mean, murder certain types of people, useless people.
Let's
Is-
not qualify it. It
Is
doesn't sound fair if you
sociopathy
start
a
doing that.
belief or a condition?
I mean, I just think there should be more dogs.
There we go. See,
I feel like
that's a
Twitter is still
positive
debating
spin.
that one.
All right.
Yeah.
Sid, you're a speaker, right? Also,
Hello. Yes.
Yes.
Did you address a tough challenge with deception or influence?
Kind of. I hacked some stuff, but that doesn't really count as deception.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
I talked about being a robot a lot, so
Yeah,
I
I think you did the customer service robot a lot of justice, so that's 2 XP for that. You didn't really struggle with your vice though, so there's going to be a 2 XP for this session.
We'll have plenty of time for that.
Plenty of time for that left. Lana, you're the Stitch. Did you address a tough challenge with insight or compassion? You kind of drugged a lot of people.
That's a form of compassion.
Drugs are expensive.
But
all charity.
Can't hear you, Lana.
But no, I think I did the opposite of that. But I think I did express a lot of my background in medicine by getting all that crap together and implementing it frequently.
Yeah, I think you definitely expressed some character beliefs and background a fair few times. What's your vice, by the way?
Oh,
I don't even think I remember what yours is.
So, in character, she'll tell you she likes to party, like it's a hedonism thing. But out of character, it's a I get blackout drunk thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like
yeah.
It's actually stupor.
No struggling with the vice this session in particular. Then, so 2 experience for you, Lana. Teeth.
All right. So let me see.
Let's see. You're a scoundrel. So did you express it? Did you address a tough challenge with charm or audacity?
Absolutely not. I don't think so.
Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Yes, I believe at least once with a door is a lot like a slot machine.
No, that was classic.
That was amazing.
I liked that one.
Oh wait, also the non-fungible cigarette tokens was
that one as well.
That was
I think
very
actually
good.
That's my new vice.
So that's
I feel like
2 experience for that.
mine.
Did you struggle with your vice though?
No.
Okay.
Only
so
smoke non-fungible cigarettes.
Microwave, you're last.
Okay, I have one. No desperate actions. Sorry. Did I address a tough challenge with technical skill or ingenuity? And I mean, the thumb was pretty ingenious, you guys.
Very technical.
Physical access is a thing.
It's a type of hacking.
Technical skill.
1 XP for that. Did you express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background?
Because I happily ate a cricket because I come from starving bad food colony shit. That cricket was delicious.
All right.
She did eat a cricket. I saw it.
Joe saw it.
You did eat the cricket.
I'll eat that cricket.
And did you deal with
No.
issues from your vice? So
No.
2 experience for you as well.
My vice is gambling.
So thanks everybody so much for coming and being part of this. Thank you everybody so much for watching. We are rolling in it. We are gonna be back next week at the same time, 7 Eastern, as we resume the voyages of the as of yet unnamed crew of this as of yet unnamed recently stolen tugboat. Space
I still
tugboat.
like
Space
loose
tugboat.
affiliation as our gang.
I like the apple bottom boys.
I like
God.
space by the dog.
I feel like that's copyright already.
Maybe.
Well, whatever it is, I'll
And,
be painting it on the outside of the hull for you. Hi, everybody. Thanks for
I'll have it
coming.
on the outside of my
Bye.
van.